Hey guys, it's Breck Bassinger, but you may recognize my voice as Stargirl from CW Stargirl. And as Stargirl, I always listen to Stargirl After Show. It's so much fun getting to listen to all of my different castmates' interviews, hear about DC lore, and of course all the Stargirl history. So make sure you go listen to Stargirl After Show. And yes, I know I just said Stargirl like 50 times, but seriously, go listen to it.
The writer of all the Apes sequels thus far, Paul Dane, did not return to write this final sequel due to health reasons. Instead, writers of the recent sci-fi hit The Omega Man, husband and wife writing team John William Corrington and Joyce Hooper Corrington were hired. However, Paul Dane was hired to do a last-minute punch-up to make this script reference the previous films, since John and Joyce Corrington notoriously had never watched any of them. Director of the previous film, J. Lee Thompson, returned to helm this final piece of the Apes puzzle. And returning once again to portray Caesar, the ape leader, was Roddy McDowall. Battle for the Planet of the Apes raked in $8.8 million off of its $1.7 million budget, making it the lowest grossing of all 5 of the Apes films. It was also the most negatively reviewed, with the general consensus being that this movie is the last nail in the coffin of the Apes. But what did we think of this movie? Our closer, Chandler Smidt, is back once again to help us close out this incredible series of films. So join Harris McCabe, Colin Shaw, and me, Matt McGregor, as we lazily battle one another over the licensing of this 5th and final movie in the original Planet of the Apes series of films. We watched the 1973 J. Lee Thompson classic, Battle for the Planet of the Apes. This is a show about franchises. Science fiction movie franchises. You're listening to License to Watch.
You maniacs! You blew it up! Oh, damn you! God damn you all to hell!
Why in the world was this movie made?
Christmas Day, AD 2670.
You truly are the ape of apes.
Lawgiver judges who is naughty and nice.
Yeah, I gotta tell you, I got a couple of problems with this whole this John Huston ape, who seems like he's saying a lot of things that he shouldn't know, which we've mentioned this in the past. The ape's knowledge of their past and human past and everything seems to exceed what we were led to believe in the first 2 movies.
Yeah, their passage of information is skeptical at best. Dubious at best.
Yeah, it's like they watched the previous...
This is a recap of the previous movie.
Right.
We got a little 5 minutes of
Yeah,
this.
it's almost like a Rocky movie in that we're not watching the end of the previous movie like a Rocky movie, but we are seeing a significant amount of backstory in the first 15 minutes.
I bet this was super helpful in the 70s, though. I feel like we're so spoiled now. Like, I went on YouTube and I was like, what's a recap of all these movies so I can understand context, because I haven't watched these since I was like 12.
Yeah.
But imagine you're in the theaters in the 70s, you're like, I don't know what fucking happened.
Yeah, they didn't
5
have home
years ago?
video.
They didn't have, they couldn't go to Blockbuster and rent it.
No,
you couldn't put it in your Netflix queue.
R.I.P.
Like, literally, the last time they saw this story was when they saw the last movie in theaters.
Which was last year, because
That's
they came
true.
out 1 year
These
after
came
another.
out
That is true.
very fast.
Yeah, they were pumping them out.
That's the scripts. You could feel it in the scripts, though.
But also,
They're like, just write anything.
You could kind of feel it in every one of these movies.
Also, back
you
in
feel
the day,
masks, too.
they re-released movies in theaters a lot. So if you didn't see something on its initial run, you could see it like years later or whatever, you know. Look at their stupid shoes.
Oh my god.
Oh,
I do love how they die like that.
They're kind of like hobbits.
Yeah, they didn't show the part where they machine gunned the baby and threw it in the
that
ocean,
was
though.
crazy.
Yeah, that was definitely dark.
Didn't show that.
And they swapped the baby. How'd they know? I don't believe that.
That was Ricardo
So-
Montalban, right?
This is, by the way, this the opening is giving Squid Games a little. Like this part of Conquest, I was like, oh my god,
Yeah, it is a little Squid Game.
This
got the
specifically,
uniforms. Yep.
there's like
jumpsuits.
They're in jumpsuits, and the set is like before they go into
Yeah, it's like a big concrete room.
yes, like it's very Squid Games esque.
I'm hearing that music now.
And then every once in a while, there's like a flamethrower or a machine gun.
Yeah, this is great. I'm like, what are you teaching them about fire to avoid it? Like,
Fire bad. No, it's actually because some of them have to be waiters in restaurants to do flambe. So they're training them to be cool with fire.
Obviously,
They're like, if we just blast this gorilla in the face with a flame every minute of every day for a month, he starts not to notice anymore. He doesn't really.
This is how the hibachi grill works. Don't we actually see an ape using a hibachi grill? Like this guy, right?
Yes.
Doesn't he do
It's not a hibachi though. It's like
Whatever.
Oh, they pull out a machete right here.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay,
and a cleaver too, right?
And he's like, yeah, good job.
Nice,
knives.
good one. Everyone, look at my
I love
knives.
Yes.
Look what he's found.
We approve.
Yeah, here you go.
I have to say,
Yeah.
oh
Welcome
yeah,
to Benihana. I'll be your waiter. Do you like volcanoes? Here's one made out of an onion.
They never managed to teach the apes how to like toss a shrimp into somebody's mouth with a knife.
You
not
don't know
that
that
we.
they did.
to
Yeah,
fling it
hold
into their
on,
own
hold
hat.
on.
You don't know that.
I'm sure they could.
This is well known.
But did they want to?
Yeah.
No.
They had a lot of. You didn't see the deleted footage of the ape that couldn't get it right, and they kept on yelling at him.
They killed that guy.
Yep.
Or like what is the thing? They put the egg inside the top hat thing.
Oh yeah.
yeah.
I really want to go to one of those places right now.
Should we
It's
go to
kinda cool.
Benihana?
I've never
I think
been.
you
Can
guys.
we
I
do
think
that?
the podcast
You've never
is
been to
over.
one of those? I've never been to one of those.
Oh my God! Why?
It's over.
I mean, also,
I think we need to
sorry, guys.
reschedule. We need to reschedule
We're ending
and
the
go.
podcast now. We all have to go out to a Benihana.
Oh, I do have a note. I think if you're gonna tell a story, and like if this is gonna be your framework of this guy telling this long story, you should have it at the beginning and the end, and they randomly have it at the beginning, the end of the beginning, and then the end.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, they didn't know what the fuck they were doing. The movie we're
Do you
talking
think they
about.
actually got John Huston to put on the ape mask, or do you think they just had somebody stand in for him and he did the voice?
That's a great question. This is the John Huston.
Yeah, the John Huston.
How
Famous
and why?
director of my favorite movie ever, The Maltese Falcon, and a number of other classics, and great actor who was in Chinatown and a number of other things.
Do you think he was just friends with the director? Because I feel like working in TV, it's like you get these big names. I'm like, how the fuck did they get so and so for this CW show? And it's like, oh, they're best friends from like 20 years ago.
Maybe he drunk away his life savings and something, and he
Drugs.
go work. Drugs.
It's
yeah,
always
it
drugs.
Could be drugs.
You're
What
right.
if he cares deeply about the lawgiver character?
That's less likely. But
Nobody
it's
cares
possible.
deeply about anything. They care about money. Welcome to America.
Yeah, it's all about the money. He's
Speaking of all
if
about
the
the
check
money-
clears, I'll do the voice.
Speaking of all about the money, we're talking about one of the most lucrative successes of all time. Battle for the Planet of the Apes. I'm kidding about that. It didn't make really
I
any
was
money.
like, I did not. I cannot
Yeah, I was under the impression
nor
this would
deny.
do poorly, or that we would have had 6 more.
I think it made like $8 million or something. It cost.
Oh my
knows?
god! What was
Oh
the
my
budget?
God, I don't even get
Wasn't
out of
the
bed
budget of the original Planet of the Apes like super high?
The budget?
Yeah.
The budgets
the first one?
The
went
budget's
down.
descended, yeah.
Yes,
It
like from the
definitely-
first movie to this one, it was a clear
Yeah.
descending line. This one is the least successful and the least it's like the worst critically reviewed of all of them.
This one?
Yes, I think so.
That's a little. This one's a pretty straight line to me. It's boring. That's my note.
It's just coming off the last one. It's such a letdown.
I have to say, I found a lot of appealing things in this one. I feel like if it wasn't so dumb, it could have been a great movie. I feel like if I was a kid and my dad loved the Planet of the Apes and made me watch it all the time, this would probably be the one that I'd be like, oh man, hidden gem. This is
Can we
great.
watch the stinky one, Dad? That's my favorite.
No, because it's got like
Son,
crazy.
you're
ape wars.
boring and I
Did
hate
you guys
you.
catch at the beginning that these guys don't get their cue and they just stand there with these very thin pieces of wood? That's, first of all, it doesn't seem like it's a 2-man job to carry those thin pieces of wood. But but at the beginning of the scene, they're just standing there, not moving, and then somebody finally tells them, "Guys, we're rolling." Go.
I think the
they
worst
left it in 'cause
I
they're
think the
dumb.
worst blocking is when the teacher runs away from the
Mhm.
gorilla, and he's
So
just
awful, yeah.
feels up a couple people on the way through the crowd because
Yeah.
You can't run as fast as you would run, I guess.
Harris, I think I started talking about it in the last episode, but someone cut me off and I just never got back to it. But there's a scene like that in Conquest. It's the opening shot of the movie. It's like of the stairway, and you can see like the railing going around, and you could see the actor playing Caesar or whoever it is, that first ape that you see, standing, like you could see a little bit of his clothing, like he's standing waiting for his cue.
Yeah.
And it's like, Warner Brothers presents, or whoever makes this
Warner
movie.
Brothers presents some shitty movie that we just kind of threw together.
And he's standing there, and then he goes, and then it's like all the other apes follow him, like as if they were all like coming,
just marching along.
Yeah.
They just
Wait.
took a little pause.
Really quick, was this like a married couple that wrote this?
It looked like
or
it to
brother
me.
and sister.
And this is the first one that's not written
Mother
by
and
Paul
son.
Dane, who wrote the last
Yeah.
3 of them.
Mother and son.
Not a lot of
Harris.
mother and son
That's
writing teams,
possible.
but it's
You never know.
possible. Yeah.
Cousins.
Yeah.
Son,
Why
but
don't
writing is
horses
great.
talk?
In this movie?
I just find
Or
it's
in
kind of
general?
weird where it's like anytime there's a sentient, sentient's not the correct word, but like you have these apes and they speak and communicate, but you have other animals and they don't do that, and that always throws me.
Oh, well, all dogs and cats are dead.
I do know that, but
Right.
there's a horse right there.
Right.
Yeah, well, horses are immune to the dog and cat disease, but they're not susceptible
Why
to
can't they-
the ape talking.
Why can they
Opposite-
not stand up
it's the
and
opposite of
speak?
disease.
What they look at? I mean, look what they're doing to the horses.
They
I
have
don't know.
strong ass immune systems. What do you want me
Everyone's
to
a
say?
hypocrite, is my opinion about these movies.
I think it would be slightly bewildering if the horses talked, because then you get into a whole Mr. Ed like spin-off type thing where you're like, is this in the Mr. Ed universe? And I think that would throw people. I think people would find it hard to take it seriously. Although if you saw a horse talk in real life, that would be serious as a heart attack.
Oh my god.
Probably.
They'd kill all the horses.
Yeah, we would probably have to kill all the
Oh,
horses.
by the way, my favorite character is McDonald.
Yeah, even though
He's the best one.
Yep.
even though that's not McDonald from the last movie.
No, it's McDonald's,
McDonald's
brother.
brother.
He says,
Oh.
he says it's
Also
McDonald's
named
brother.
McDonald.
I like McDonald.
Here's the thing. This guy looks more like the guy from the last movie than Terrence Howard looks like Don Cheadle.
Oh.
They couldn't have just said like
Wait,
they
it's
felt-
not the same actor?
No,
I thought it was just the
It's
same
not the
guy.
same actor.
They
no.
do say like, oh, it's what's his face's brother.
Yeah, they say
Which
it like
I thought
3
that was
times.
weird.
He
Also,
looks exactly like the
slightly
last
better
guy.
actor. The haircut's doing a lot of work there. The mutton
haircut's
chop sideburns.
amazing. It looks
they're-
very good.
But yeah, it
Yeah,
does.
the actor in the last one was not good.
They cast a similar looking actor that was just more talented, and I think they should have just been like, yeah, it's the same guy from the last movie. Why make people do all the extra mental exercise?
Well,
Yeah.
we all know that McDonald's franchise as well.
Oh my god.
Very good.
So just to go back to the writers, they are a husband and wife writing team.
Good for them.
That doesn't mean they can't also
Are
be
they
mother and
dead?
son.
They are, well, the husband is dead. Oh, he died pretty young. He was only 56. So let's
Oh.
see
Bummer.
if the
She
wife
killed
is,
him. She killed him.
alive.
You can tell how old you are when you think 56 is dying young. That's like a sign that you're on the. Because when I was
Okay,
like,
so
10 years ago, I did not think that
I
was a
think
big
it's
deal, and now
young,
I'm like, oh my god.
But also, like, my dad is 57, and like for someone to die around his age, I'm like, whoa, it's way too young. It's way too soon.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know.
Well, his wife is still alive. She was
Hell
born in
yeah.
1936, and she's still kicking around.
Girl power.
They wrote the Omega Man, and they also
Oh.
got credit
I
for
like
I
that
Am
movie.
Legend.
Charlton.
I mean, they
Wait.
they
what's
kind of
his name?
ruined the ending, but that might not have been their call.
Wow, the overlap. Do you think? Nah.
I think Charlton Heston put in a good word for them.
Yeah, I was wondering.
Like, hey,
Hey,
I know this
Probably.
husband and wife or
Hey.
possibly mother and son team.
don't rule out cousins. Why not
Yeah,
both?
don't rule out cousins. Could be all 3.
They also
I didn't
wrote,
ask. You shouldn't either.
They also wrote Boxcar Bertha. Isn't that a
Yeah, it's a
Martin Scorsese, movie?
movie. Yeah.
I didn't know that, but I do
Wow.
love alliteration.
Yep.
Mhm.
And they wrote the TV movie Killer Bees from 1974.
That was the name of my soccer team. I was a
The
killer,
Killer
bee.
Bees?
Yeah.
No.
Was that about the Wu-Tang Clan? Killer Bees in the Swarm.
Protect your neck.
Oh my.
Let's see. Yep, that's pretty much it. Their biggest thing was this and I Am Legend.
Do you think they named this kid Cornelius because what is his name? Roddy played Cornelius in the first movie?
Yes.
Yeah, he named him after his father.
Yeah,
I
because he
think
knew
it
his
m-
father's name.
I think it might be a coincidence that he was like,
Okay, you're wrong.
that he's like, he named the kid Cornelius, and then his wife is like, oh, like your father's name, and he's like, mind blown. I can't. I never put that together. I just really liked it.
It's just the name I usually give at Starbucks.
Oh my god.
So we talked about in the last episode that in the third movie they prophesied. Cornelius tells a story about Aldo is the one who like starts the uprising of the apes or whatever.
Yeah.
And in the last episode we talked about how that didn't happen. But now in this movie we have an evil general guy named Aldo. Is that a little bit of what do they call that?
Retconning it to make
Retconning.
it all match.
Yeah.
that
probably.
means Cornelius and Zira changed the fate of humanity by going back in time.
See, I got a real problem with causality.
And
with this movie.
apes also. They changed the fate of humanity and apes.
They talk about it. They touch on it a little bit. This theory.
Yeah.
With the motorways.
The changing lanes.
Yeah, exactly. So like, okay, fine. That's fine. It's hard to wrap my brain around something that like has been pitched to me as a loop for 2 movies. Escape from the Planet of the Apes
And then
and the
Changing
last
Lanes.
one. It's like they're like, no, this is inadvertently the apes from the future caused the planet to be taken over by apes in the future, and it's just going to keep on recursively happening forever. And now they're at the last minute they're like, oh wait, no, this is just
Just kidding.
it's just a coincidence. Which kind of
Well,
it
live
kind of
happily
makes
ever
sense because
after.
it didn't really make sense that the apes could have caused the Planet of the Apes by going back in time from the Planet of the Apes. I'm not saying that was like sound logic either.
Well, that's the whole
But I like
Terminator
that
thing
better.
too.
Yeah.
That's way more interesting to
Yeah.
me.
Why is he even touching all these people? Sorry.
He's like,
And then
get out of my way.
he takes the worst path through this. Like, there's all
This
sorts
is
of other
not what we were
places you
talking
can
about,
run,
but,
you
like,
dummy.
That's really bad blocking. Like, why is he touching that person?
If I was
He
being
thinks
chased
he's
by
gonna die.
If I was
He's
being
trying to
chased
get
by
it in
murderous
while he
gorillas,
can.
what you're seeing here is survival of the fittest. This man does not deserve to live. He doesn't know how to run away from.
He's doing it to everyone. Colin, explain what we're watching.
All right, we're watching the teacher run away from the gorillas because he said no to a gorilla, which is not done in their society because that's what humans used to do to the slave gorillas. And so they're just chasing him out here, and he's just running through the little village.
Oh my God.
And every time he gets to a person, he like grabs them.
He almost has to go out of his way to touch them. Like this area is very open. It feels like a summer camp. Like
you can
everyone is
zig or
just like
zag.
spread out.
Yeah, it's
Oh
not
my
like he's ducking
God.
through the narrow alleys of some ancient European city. It's seriously just like
An
open
open
fields
field.
and an occasional tree and an
running
occasional
into
person,
people.
which he manages to find like a goddamn moth to a flame.
And it's like sensual a little bit. Like it's
Yeah.
not like get out of my way, fool. It's like oh, I better touch you. And then Aldo wrapping his arms around him. I'm like whoa, whoa,
Yeah,
whoa, whoa.
There's
He
some
like really
caresses,
reaches out for
there's some
several of them.
groping. Yeah.
Also,
Question- oh.
does the teacher, doesn't he look like that guy from Taxi?
Judd Hirsch? Not really.
I see the nose a little
This
bit.
guy's been in
Yeah.
stuff though. What's this guy been in? I know I've
He does
seen
look
this guy.
familiar.
But wait, going back to the brother, why is it the brother and not the same guy from
Because
the
it's
He
not the same
died?
actor.
Did he die?
Oh,
I think
that's
they just
why?
didn't
They
get
just-
the same actor, so they're like, we'll just say it's his brother.
Oh
We
my
won't
Which,
say
God,
which I
it's
think
his
is
so
insane because
stupid.
just recasting people should not be a big deal in a Planet of the Apes movie. Their lead ape has been recast from a previous same guy.
I love the
Yeah.
part
Their
where
main
the,
characters are masks.
I love the part where the bad guy is like looking on the monitor. And he's like, "That's the brother of the assistant to the boss, the guy that I used to know in
Yeah.
the previous." It's like,
It's hilarious how well informed these dudes are, but also how well they recognize people on grainy monitor
Oh,
footage
yeah.
out of context. Like, I seriously, when I meet somebody that I know from work, outside of work, I don't recognize them for a second
If
because
you get
I'm
a
like,
haircut,
who
I'm
are
like,
you?
you're an entirely different
Yes,
person.
exactly.
Oh my
And
God,
this
you're
guy's-
wearing glasses? Okay, I believe Superman. Okay.
This guy's like the vice mayor from pre-apocalyptic 40 years ago is running through a dark tunnel on grainy CCTV footage, and I recognize him immediately because I've got that.
He was an
kinda-
important figure.
He's an important figure in the fall of man.
I love all of the underground, like,
Because he's so
radioactive
hot,
people.
though.
They're
It's because
hilarious.
he's hot.
Probably is because he's hot.
All the radioactive people, like, are so funny. Like, everything they do is, like, really funny. I
It's-
mean,
I
It's
was
so
get-
arch.
I was I was getting a real Mad Max vibe from them.
Yeah.
Like there
"We've
was
got the
definitely a-
bomb. If anything goes wrong, just push this button."
Alma, what the woman's name? Alma. She's great. Like, she's playing checkers. She's just like beating that guy at checkers. She's like, oh well, we got to kill everyone now. I was like,
Whoops!
okay.
Time to end the planet.
And then when that one guy comes back to say that the governor died, sorry, spoilers for anyone who cares about that. But when he says like the new governor died, he like holds his arms up and does like a little dance and then collapses. It's so good.
All right, before we spoil anything further, I
Yeah.
think we should do the plot pretty quickly.
Okay.
But before that, Joining us for this episode on Battle for the Planet of the Apes is our 5-timer guest.
I think so.
I think this is last time we thought you were 5-time, and now, so you did
It's
a
for real.
Trek. Did you do a Mission Impossible movie?
I did a Mission Impossible. I closed for both of those.
And you
then-
closed again, I think, too.
Yeah, I think you've closed 3 times. This will be your 4th close.
This will be my 4th close.
And you
What
did a
was
Harry
it?
Potter.
I did number 3
That
Harry
was-
Potter.
Yeah.
Iconic, honestly.
Did you do an Exorcist?
I did not do an Exorcist. What did I do?
I know you've done something else. A
I
Lethal
know, so-
Weapon?
yeah.
What have you
No.
Batman?
Batman.
Yeah,
Oh
Batman
my
and
God,
Robin.
Batman and Robin.
Yeah.
Oy,
Good
oy.
job.
That's a rough one. That's my childhood, but that was a rough one.
Let's see. Do I have a sound effect that could symbolize like a 5-timers club?
Give me a jacket.
A jacket.
Yeah, what's the sound effect equivalent of a jacket?
Like, are you thinking like blazer or something like more in the like a denim or like a?
I want a
like
windbreaker.
Yeah, okay, like a members only type of.
Yeah, I want like Matt has a cool windbreaker on today.
Yeah.
Maybe just give me that.
I have,
Matt,
I have
give
a
up
bunch
your
of old Mel Gibson quotes in here from our Lethal Weapon days I never took out. So
just
ready? Here we go.
Fuck you!
He said, "Fuck you." It's Mel Gibson from his famous phone call.
Oh, amazing.
That's
Yeah.
what I was gonna
Well-
say. I didn't think they were from Mel Gibson's movies. I thought they were from.
I was going to
his-
say, we don't love Mel Gibson.
No, we don't. We don't love Mel
We
Gibson.
do not love him.
But you will blow me first. I don't think we ever had that as a sound bite, but that was, I think, his most quotable line of his life.
Well, I think we can redeem the man. He did just welcome you into the 5-timers club.
Fuck you,
Water
Mel
under the
Gibson.
bridge.
And thanks for having me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, cool. So let's summarize the plot, and then let's hear what Chandler's like history with these movies.
All right. You ready?
Oh, yeah, I think so.
All right. Go.
I don't know if I have what it takes.
going, it's
Oh, it's
going.
going. Okay, we start out with the lawgiver giving us a brief introduction of what happened in the 2 previous films. Then we find out that Caesar is living in a village with, some humans and like the rest of the smart apes, and they can all talk now. And they're trying to learn stuff, and one of the humans, goes wrong, and there's this general guy named Aldo, and he's being real bossy and authoritative, and he wants power. So then he talks to McDonald, who isn't McDonald from the last one, but he kind of is McDonald from the last one. He's his brother. So they decide that they need to go find the tapes of Cornelius and Zira so that he can learn more information, so that Caesar can be a better king or better person or whatever. So they go off on a trek and they find that, but then they find the underground radioactive people, and that they get upset about that. So the radioactive people lead a little army of them on the ape city. Meanwhile, Aldo tries to kill and eventually does kill Caesar's son, and tries to little Caesar, and he tries to take over with by stealing all the guns. And then there's like a big battle between the people and the apes eventually win, but then there's a battle with Aldo, and he kills some of them, and then the radioactive people decide they're about to nuke the planet, but then they decide to worship the bomb instead. And Caesar decides that humans and apes can live together more peacefully than we would have thought possible since we saw the previous Planet of the Apes movies. But we fast forward to Lawgiver again, and Lawgiver is talking about apes and humans living together, and it's a happy ending. And then there's a statue of Caesar, and it cries a single tear.
For some reason.
You forgot to mention that Aldo killed. Why can't I think of his name? Caesar's son.
Yeah.
Cornelius.
I said he tries to kill
Well,
and eventually
Caesar.
does
He did.
kill.
But
Yeah.
that's the reason why that Caesar realizes that maybe apes are just as bad as people.
Right.
Ape
I
shall
didn't
not
say the
kill
whole
ape.
Yeah.
And
I didn't say
thus-
the whole tree fight
And
thing.
thus, since humans and apes are assholes, we can live in harmony.
Yeah, since we're both bad.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Chandler, what is your history with these movies? Have you seen them before? It sounds like you have. Give us a little history.
Well, I've seen the first one many times, the 1968 one. As always with these kinds of movies, my dad showed it to me. Probably too young. I don't know. And I always thought it was really good. I was always obsessed with the ending. It was super bleak, and I was like, yeah, happy ending what? No. I actually realized I haven't seen, or if I have seen the other ones, I didn't remember anything. So I was on YouTube for a very long time today, figuring out what the fuck was going on.
I appreciate you doing the research.
I was like, I gotta know what's happening. Because if I watched this raw, I don't know that I would have enjoyed it as much as I did. Not that I enjoyed it a whole lot, but I could appreciate it. And also, I understand McDonald had a brother now, and not a farm, not a farm. But yeah, I don't have as much history with this franchise as I do with the others, but I do know that I too was disappointed in the Tim Burton remake.
You know, this is this is the oldest franchise that we've done so far, right? So I think a lot of
When did Star Trek?
Bond was older
Oh yeah, that's true.
for part of it. It was
Right.
also much younger for part of it.
Was it Star
Bond
Trek
himself.
also in the?
It's like 80s.
Star Trek came
Was it
like
mid-70s?
79. So yeah, so it was a
Oh.
little after this. But it's one of the older ones that we've done, and I think a lot of our guests for this series have been sort of lukewarm. You're not gonna find like your Planet of the Apes obsessive, like you're gonna find, a Star Trek obsessive or someone who's really into the Mission Impossible movies.
Personally,
Right.
I was hoping you would find a guest that had a pet chimpanzee as like a youth, but
They come here with half their face ripped off.
I was born in the year of the monkey, so it's like my
kinda the-
my
Oh,
Chinese
nice.
zodiac.
Yeah.
oh, I'm what do you? What's
We don't
everyone
use that
else's
word
Chinese
around here.
zodiac?
Monkey.
I think I'm ox. Do you know what yours is?
I have no idea. Rat.
You just
I feel like
assume
rat,
that it's
rat is a
rat.
pretty safe guess. I feel like rat or horse. That's
always-
that's
it's
always
always
my guess.
rat,
I
yeah.
feel like it's usually rat or horse.
Harris, you don't know yours?
No.
Okay.
It would be. I find it incredible that you guys both know yours.
Dolphin,
it's
is
an insane
that
thing
one?
to know.
I'm
That
That's
was
an
like a
insane
huge
thing
thing to. That was like part of like knowing. That was like knowing your like.
Blood type.
Yeah.
Yes.
I
I
also
knew,
don't
I
know
knew,
that.
I knew that way
also
before I
an
knew my blood
insane
type.
thing to know.
Way before I.
For sure.
I'm B positive.
I still find myself in the waiting room when I get a new doctor, texting my mom, "What is my blood type?"
What is it? Do you know? Should we text her? Oh my God! You
I
need
do
to
the same
donate
thing.
more blood, bitch.
I don't know my blood type.
Do you guys know your astrology signs?
Well, I don't donate blood because I'm
Yeah,
afraid
but
they're going to
not all
ask
of
me
them.
what it
I
is, and
just
I'm
know
like,
my,
I don't know.
like, the main
Take it
one.
and find
You
it
know
out.
that there is more than one main one though, so you know that there's a moon and
Yeah,
a rising, but
yeah, I
you don't know
don't
what
know.
it is. What's your sign?
Gemini.
Gemini. I love Geminis. What about
Oh,
you?
that's good.
I'm a Libra.
I'm a Libra rising.
I don't
Matt?
know what that means.
Yo, you could call me Splinter because I was born in the motherfucking year of the rat. So.
Oh, he was right.
He guessed right somehow.
Good work. Okay, and your sign?
Cancer.
Cancer. Oh my God.
You might as well call me Cancer Rat.
toxic.
flattering.
It's honestly super. It's giving toxic.
You're kind of a cancer on this podcast. sometimes.
Oh, damn. Shots fired. Zing.
I looked down at my phone for a second. When I looked up at this scene earlier, I thought they were walking on like a giant ball. Did you see how the camera was like moving and the
Oh.
ground looked like it was rotating? It's a pretty
Okay,
cool shot.
DP. Oh my God. Okay. The tableau of the wreckage is like out
do you
of a
love it?
German
I love it.
expressionist.
I
no, I
loved it.
love it.
It was my favorite-
It's
it was my
literally-
favorite thing in
it's
this entire
painted on
movie.
like it's fucking Metropolis
Yeah.
or the Cabinet of Dr. Caligari or some shit. I was like, whoa.
Yep.
Yes.
It's my favorite thing in this entire movie. It was like the production design and the sets and stuff.
We talked about this earlier. Like, I hate when it's just a matte painting with nothing in it. And I was like, damn. And then they went to this shot where you see them walking, and I was like, all right,
It's
But look at
cool.
this. This is cool where they just put they just spackle everything.
yeah.
It's incredible. I love this shit.
Yeah, it looks really good. They did a nice job here.
But the passage of time, like, so doesn't make sense to me. I thought that they made McDonald the brother for whatever. I didn't realize it was a different actor as I was watching this. And I thought they made that choice to elongate time somehow. Like, it's not believable that, like, how many years after the previous
Like
movie
10?
is this happening, right?
Like 10.
Also,
it doesn't
at
make
the
any
end-
sense.
At the end of the previous movie, only one ape could talk.
That's what I'm getting at.
Yeah.
Now they all
Yeah.
can talk. They
The
have a
only
society, a
talking
history.
ape was the ape that was genetically sired by two talking apes.
Yeah.
It was why he was special. The other apes couldn't talk and were incapable of learning how to talk. And then in however many years this is, I feel like at some point somebody said like 20 or something like that.
Yeah, like
But
if they
that also
jumped and it
seems-
was like 1,000 years later, I'd buy it.
Yeah, exactly. But it's less than that. We could all agree that they're saying that
It's
every
less than
every
100
ape on the
years.
planet learned to talk in less than 1,000 years.
It's my guess is like 5 years
Yeah.
based on this.
I have a question. Caesar is their like mayor, but also their god, or is he
King.
not?
He's the
Like
king.
he's a king. Is he?
King.
Is he their god? Because
He's their Caesar.
he talks about like they talk about like divine this and art. How could God do this to the tree and cause the boy to fall? And it's like, who is God to them? I don't understand what the religion is.
They're a little loosey goosey with that.
Simos.
Are you saying
Yeah,
so
Simos.
you're saying like you're saying you don't know if like the image of God is human or ape to them, or if it's both or neither?
I mean, I'm wondering if they think it's Caesar or if he's like the son that was promised or something. I don't know.
I
Is
think,
he like a
it's
Jesus
closer
figure?
to like he's
Well,
like,
like-
just like a Jesus figure.
I'm
or
pretty
a-
sure the movie says that, like once you get to the end, it pretty much says that he is like ape Jesus.
But like, who established religion then? Was it him? Like, this is just so confusing to me when they're using like religious jargon, because I'm like, how do you? First of all, what we were just talking about was they learned how to talk and speak and write in 10 years, but now they also know what they have religion already and
Well,
God.
and not
Like,
only
it's
that,
so fucking confusing.
Professor Orangutan somehow went to how many years of school to
Oh,
get
he
that
knows all
PhD?
about he knows all about radioactivity. I'm like,
radioactivity.
He knows
What?
everything about everything.
Sure, he must know
much.
something. He probably knows something about theology.
he has
was
a
probably telling
Geiger
him that-
counter,
yeah.
and he's also like, there's also this line he says where he's like, if we don't leave in 2 hours, we're going to be prisoners. And I was like, what?
Because they'll be so irradiated that they like
Won't be
they-
able to
they-
leave? But
if
these
they do
motherfuckers
leave,
are
they'll
here.
still be irradiated. You know,
So prisoners in their own body? Because these,
Yeah.
I was like, does this mean they can't leave because they
Yeah.
can't like survive in air with like, so, but then these guys leave. So I'm like, that doesn't make sense
Yeah,
either.
and these guys really, what does being irradiated do? Gives you kind of bad skin. But if everyone has it,
I love that
Like,
it's like
try
the
living in
precursor
California.
to
Yeah.
Beneath. You know, like their skin is just starting to get shitty, and then in that movie they have like the totally
their skin's completely fallen off. They're prune people.
Extreme close up on a camera.
a thing
Yeah.
you don't know what it is until the next like shot. I was reading the trivia for this, and like I didn't realize like, okay, so there's a character in this movie, in this like underground scene, named Mendez. This guy running right here. See Mendez, the control room.
Right.
And I didn't realize that the cult from Beneath the Planet of the Apes is called the Mendez cult.
Yeah, because he in the end of this one, he's like, let's just worship this thing
Yeah.
instead of blowing it up.
It's all like setting that up.
Right.
Yeah.
See.
Oh.
Well, that's kind of, they get points for being clever, which puts them still at negative points because there's so many dumb things that they've done already in this movie. But that's definitely a.
But Harris, back to your point earlier about how like this is like a cyclical thing. I actually thought that was kind of cool in this movie that it's like, okay, we know what this last movie is going to be. It's just going to get us to Planet of the Apes. But this movie proposes like the highway theory or whatever in that like
Planet of the Men and Apes.
yeah, can we like move past where you think this is going? You know, it kind of gives us the happy ending?
Yeah,
which is
yeah.
nice.
I like that too, especially because it's turned out to be the last one in the franchise, and that's kind of nice to go.
It
out
feels like they knew
I
this was
don't
going to be the
like that.
last
I
one.
liked the original ending where everything feels bleak and nothing matters and anything you do to change it is
that was like the first
fruitless.
3 movies were entirely that, and the 4th one wasn't some great positive.
I heard
thing
they
where-
changed it. I heard they changed the ending of
the 4th one.
of the 4th one, and that Caesar was like, "No, fuck you guys."
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
then they were like, "No." They didn't like the audiences
Yeah.
didn't like that, so they're like, "Oh,
They
change it."
softened it a bit.
We
They-
all watched the version where Caesar is just like, we're just gonna kill everyone.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
that's
Make sure you
right. They
stomp
did-
everyone to death.
Yeah.
and
They
blood
released
everywhere.
it later. I
Yeah.
did read that.
This Blu-ray gives you the option to watch both versions.
Yeah.
And what did they call it? The director's cut or what, was it just
Theatrical, and I think the
extended cut or whatever?
Yeah.
Yeah, we all just like opted to watch that one.
and it was better.
It was better, yeah.
But also, this Caesar that we see in this movie is not that Caesar.
No.
Because
No.
he literally told them to kill this guy by like literally beating him into a pulp.
Yeah,
Yeah.
They were like, can you make him a little more mulchy?
Yeah,
and
like, not
less like a-
figuratively.
yeah. It still looks like a body to me, guys. Come on, you're not even trying.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I get why it's a neat bow, and sometimes that's nice. But in this, series specifically, I'm like, that doesn't track.
Yeah.
Well, so when the statue cries its single tear, that's a tear of joy?
Yeah.
Right.
That's another
Yeah,
great
I'm
question.
like, look at my children coexisting.
Okay. I just wanted to make
the
sure.
statue
Sometimes
crying
tears
a
can be
tear
sad.
is baffling for
I mean,
so
it's
many
stupid.
reasons. Yeah. Stupid's probably a better word than baffling.
But I like that you can interpret it whatever way you want. Like,
Yeah.
it's whatever you want it to be.
Maybe he's sad that his progeny are not murdering the humans.
Maybe he's trapped inside the statue and
Yeah,
he's
I
like,
like that.
please.
It's like
Yeah.
my only
Let
regret
me
is letting
out.
them put me in the statue before I died. I didn't realize I was going to live to be this old.
I thought I was going to die, man. Now I'm trapped forever. Like locked in syndrome, my biggest fear.
Yeah.
Your biggest fear is becoming a statue?
Locked in syndrome. I
What's-
mean,
what's
so I
that?
guess you become a statue technically.
Kind of.
Yeah, have you
So,
know
like,
the
if you're
diving
in-
bell and the butterfly?
Yeah.
That guy had locked in syndrome where he can only communicate with the blinking of his eye.
Oh, okay.
He also had a spinal injury,
Right.
which I think is.
I read about
So
someone.
But still,
that's more your fear than like actually
I don't
becoming
want
a
to.
statue.
I don't want to be a prisoner in my own body.
Right.
I read about someone recently who went to the chiropractor, and the chiropractor like cracked their neck or whatever, and they ended up getting paralyzed, and they can only communicate by blinking.
Yeah, because
Disturbing.
Yeah,
I wish you had not
Christ.
And
said
you know what?
that.
I would feel.
I wish I had not read that.
I would feel worse if there's a part of me that's like, not real doctors. So
Yeah,
maybe
the
don't
more-
go to chiropractors.
Yo,
The
I went to
lesson
high
here.
school with this chick who she posted a video on Facebook. She had a baby. She brings her fucking baby to the chiropractor, and it's a video of like
I thought they weren't allowed to do that.
apparently it is a thing unless it's like a black
I
market.
think we're calling the cops.
deal.
ACAB, but we're calling the cops.
I'm watching this doctor like crack this baby's neck and shit.
Oh,
like
don't crack babies' necks. They have
they can't
Why would
even
you
hold
watch
it
that?
up. They can't even hold their own neck up.
Why would you watch that?
It needs time to
at
grow
the
in
time
their
I
neck.
didn't know what I was watching. I said, "Oh, cute baby at the doctor crack." Oh my god.
Why?
That is the most
You
frightening.
keep saying
Absolutely
these disturbing
not.
things.
Adults
jail.
shouldn't go to
It's like when people
chiropractors,
throw
but
babies into a
definitely
pool. Have you seen that? Like
What?
Babies
That's
just,
literally him. He's looking at himself. Isn't that silly?
Yeah.
Sorry.
shouldn't. That mask looks
like
familiar.
Colin,
Caesar
did you know
is
that
looking
infants-
at Cornelius on his little TV, and it's the same actor. So I just think it's pretty silly.
Same actor in the same mask.
Yeah.
Why
Sorry.
couldn't they get video for this?
I know. Why is it a still?
I
image?
don't know why
Did they
it's
not
like-
have the technology to play a
It's
video?
like that French movie where it's like a series
yeah,
of
La
images.
Jetée, yeah.
Yes.
Actually, really easy watch. I didn't watch it for the longest time because I was like, it's just a bunch of photographs.
It's
Plus, I
really
already saw
good.
12 Monkeys, which is much better. And then
Oh,
I
I
saw
need
La
to watch
Jetée, and
that.
I was like, wow, La
It's
Jetée
so
is really
good.
good.
And there's only one
little-
little
film part.
yeah, which is anyway.
12 Monkeys with Bruce Willis and Brad Pitt.
Yes.
I've seen that.
I love that movie.
12 Monkeys
it's
is
a good
actually
movie.
Planet of the Apes.
Yes, Colin. Just to get back to what I was saying, infants can innately swim. So if you just took like a 3-month-old baby and threw it in the water,
Yeah.
it would like
That's how I learned.
swim. Yeah.
Okay.
That's how I
But it's really scary. There's
Remember
videos
that.
online of people just throwing their babies into the pool.
was one of
now
those.
1 in 9 babies can't swim, and there's only one way
those
to
are
find out.
those are the loser kids.
Oh.
And
Evolution
that's how you
will take
strengthen
care
your-
of them.
Yeah, that's how you strengthen your gene
But
pool.
it's only when they're very young. Once they
Gene
turn
pool.
like 2 years old,
Nice.
like they will drown. They lose it. It's like a natural
Okay.
instinct,
What's
survival. thing.
What's
That's
the age cutoff?
interesting.
Like
I don't-
when,
I
when
don't
can
know.
I chuck in and when do I have to abstain from
There's only one
chucking
way to
away
find
in
out.
water?
When do babies stop wanting to survive? I've seen some kids do some stupid stuff, so I believe that.
Is that what that Nirvana album is about?
I think so.
Ah, that's why he was suing because they saved him.
I think it's funny that they got the lady who only has like one little splotch of bad skin. Like she's got like this one like
They're like, she's so beautiful. Don't make her too ugly.
they're like,
Like,
oh,
we
hang
need
on
to
a
have
second.
one fuckable woman in this fucking movie.
Well,
Yeah.
Did you notice the woman that takes care of like Little Caesar when he's like sick or whatever? Like that part doesn't even really need to be in the film, but she's just like a good-looking woman.
There's like
who's,
blonde
standing
woman,
around.
and they
Yeah,
like
we have to have
they
we
set
have
her
to
up
have
in
a
the
nice looking
beginning.
lady there.
Yeah.
Maya came in when I was watching this earlier, and it was like the scene in the beginning. She was like, "Are all the apes boys, or are there any girl apes?" And I'm like, "No, there's girl apes." And then there's a part where the Lisa, I think her name is in the
Right.
background,
Yeah.
like washing dishes, and like the blonde woman who we're talking about is right next to her. And I'm like, "See, there's an ape woman right there." And she goes, "The blonde lady?" And I'm like, "No, she's clearly not an ape."
She's like, I don't see ape.
Right? She doesn't see it.
You know that in the future that Caesar's created in this movie, you have people saying that.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
I'm
He's
ape
like,
blind, I
get
don't
with
even
it,
see
Dad. You can't just say that anymore.
I love these.
It's
little
not enough
hats
to.
that they
It's not
wear.
enough to be okay
I
with
was-
apes. We all have to be anti-apists now.
I was just about to ask about the hats. So like, that's clearly like they clearly don't have manufacturing here.
Right.
Like,
I am always. This is where
I like the little condom hats.
But did they find them or make them? They had to have made them, and then they all made a group decision for them all to
I
wear
have
the
the
same.
same qualms with
purpose
this.
do they
I'm like,
serve?
why? How did this
your
happen?
head
You
warm?
guys have been trapped underground forever, and you are all wearing the same outfit somehow. What?
Yeah, like the one choice that you've made as a, unanimously as
This
an
is very
entire
scary.
group is to all wear the same hat.
Here's the thing. This is what happened to all Kanye's Gap clothes. And they had so much extra that it just lasted that long. Yeah.
Only these clothes are not irradiated.
Yeah. and some people are like, you know what? I'm just going to go naked, I think.
Just pulls a pistol to their
I don't
temple.
need these dumpy garbage clothes. Thank you.
I hate the way that the above ground stuff in this movie is shot. It just looks so boring and like television. But this underground stuff is a lot of like canted angles and like cool like split diopter shots and stuff.
Yeah,
like,
they get nuts.
It's pretty cool.
Very dynamic.
I want them to stay underground.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Also, they're firing like these guys have machine guns, and the dudes who are chasing them are shooting at them with rifles. And our heroes don't fire back. They could probably kill all these guys with their automatic weapons.
I mean, it really reminded me of the A-Team, especially because this is like from the era of
Yeah.
the A-Team.
Just machine gun fights with no casualties.
Yeah.
We do eventually get a big war where a lot of people die.
I'm really confused about the geography of the underground like tunnel system as well.
I'm thinking they have one tunnel and they just shot it from two different directions over and over again and just flipped the.
I know, but what in the
yeah.
in the narrative, like
yeah.
how is McDonald able to find his way out?
His brother was lieutenant.
Yeah.
Right,
He
his
knows
brother.
about this place.
His
They
brother was
shared a
writing
brain.
him
They shared a
detailed
brain.
letters. By the way, other McDonald, I need to draw you a map of this part of work I never go to.
No. It's genetic. Believe me.
Oh.
If I went to where my brother works, I'd know my way around pretty easily.
I'd like to see that. I really would like to see that.
Do you have a brother?
I've got two brothers.
Oh, two?
Yeah. I don't really know what either one of them does.
What?
So I
How is
can't
this
tell you where they
possible?
can't really tell you where they work.
You don't know the business?
My brother Johnny's in medical something.
Medical something. Okay.
Yeah, medical something. I think he's in sales of some medical something. And my brother Michael works in Iraq as a security contractor, I think.
Oh my
So that's like a thing.
The good
So
kind
I-
of security
so I
contractor?
assume. Are there good kinds of security contractors?
That's what I'm wondering.
I assume I
Wait,
know
you're
my
saying-
way around Iraq.
You're saying Iraq, not a Nordstrom rack.
Just a rack.
Just Iraq.
Zero rack.
Iraq
So we have some shirts here.
of ribs.
Stay well, but back away from the shirts. I'm a
Back away from the
security
shirt.
contractor.
Ma'am, you've been warned.
I mean, you guys laugh, but we all pay for shoplifting. You understand that, right? So they mark up the prices on everything. Okay, so don't mock the security contractors to helping keep America
Listen,
great.
I always
Nordstrom's.
just get my clothes from my friends who don't want their shit anymore.
Who probably
Like a
shoplift.
normal person.
So you're talking about like burgling rather than shoplifting.
A form of, yes.
No, it's funny because that's Colin gets his clothes from his friends that don't want it anymore, except he doesn't know them. They're just his friends, his friends that love to help out Goodwill.
Yep.
Yeah, I forgot how long this goes on for. So what happened to me is I had never seen this movie before, I realized. And so I put it on last night and I fell asleep about a half hour in. And so today I was like, I need to watch this to know what I'm talking about. And I put it on and I had plenty of time to watch the rest of the movie and somehow ran out of time. And this movie like moved slower than actual time. So yeah. this movie. I am not as familiar with this one as the
I
rest.
also fell asleep, I think, somewhere around this part when they were escaping, because they do go through these tunnels and escape forever.
Yeah.
And it was like, 2 a.m. or whatever last night. I was very tired. I fell asleep. I woke up and I was like, shit, I'm not going to be able to, I've got to watch this movie tonight because I'm not going to have any time today to do it. So I woke up and I started rewinding, and I think I fell asleep when they were escaping from the tunnels. And I woke up in this scene. So I felt like I'd been asleep forever. I was like, oh man, I must have missed a lot of movie. And then I rewound it. I was like, oh fuck, I slept through like 5 minutes of it. It was a very restful sleep though. That little nap kept me going for the entire rest of the thing.
This guy is so arch. He's so like evil for basically no reason. Like, what is his whole deal? He just wants to kill apes. It's not going to help his purpose at all.
He wants to kill everyone outside of their little commune. It's like it feels like a fear mongering where he's like, we gotta kill everyone outside of here, otherwise they're gonna kill us.
In his early scenes, they build him up as like so bored he's unstable.
That too, and he's like, also I'm fucking bored.
Yeah,
I like how they give him the little black hat and the popped collar, and he looks sort of like even more evil. They're like, we're afraid that this character isn't coming across as evil enough. Can we dress him in a more evil way?
the popped collar is doing so much for his evil vibe.
Yeah, not so much
Probably
the dorky
also
hat.
keeping him very warm.
Yeah, definitely keeps the wind off the back of his neck. I got the impression that he was just not very smart. Like, he seemed like a genuinely dumb guy. I think the bigger question is not like, why is he doing this? It's like, how did he become leader of this weird group of...
I think Alma was the real brains behind the throne.
I love too that this all takes place basically in one day.
Yeah.
Oh my god, yeah.
The guy, they come back, they're like, yeah, we found Ape City. We should attack them soon. He's like, yeah, like right now, let's go. No rest, no like planning. Let's just go.
Let's just hop in our Mad
Come on,
Max
this movie's only got 40 minutes left.
Fucking Aldo.
He really
Aldo's
loves that
the
sword.
worst.
I hate Aldo. He's an idiot. He's an incel. He's
He
insecure.
really is.
Nobody wants to fuck him. He's scared of people that are different from him. Like textbook.
His little speech to the other gorillas, he says the same thing so many times. We
Yeah.
need the power.
Oh god, that's
we
Guns
get the
are the
guns.
power.
We need the power. We get the guns.
yeah. I feel like he had a couple of those scenes where he just repeated the same shit about power and guns.
There's
and
the
whatever.
part where Cornelius, the kid, is like listening to them like from a distance away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
in
it's
the
supposed to
tree.
be just sort of like you're supposed to hear talking in the background, but not quite pick it up. But you can pick it up. And he's saying like the guns are power thing. It's almost like the editor or the sound editor or whoever was like, okay, he needs to hear something here. Well, should we record new dialogue? No, let's just take dialogue from the guns are power.
There is
scene
so
and
much
put it
looping in
here.
this movie. Did you hear like whenever anybody? There was a scene where some people were like, I think it's when the governor of the underground mutants or whatever is running through the camp, and it's like they're saying something. Oh, and also when the gorillas are chasing the teacher, they're saying the same like 3 things. They've got this one line and they loop it like 6 times. Every time I was like, how many times can they loop the same?
Ape must not kill ape. They say that. Like,
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
And but it's like not even different
I like
takes.
that
It's the
though.
exact
I
same
like
take.
that part. That was more intentional. The ape must not kill ape thing.
Yeah, but at least get a different take.
But we're pretty sure the sound people were not like getting a lot of wild lines or anything like that. They're just
No, clearly they
yeah.
didn't shoot enough stuff.
fondling.
I'm fondling.
No, not
Me?
you.
Is it
Colin.
me?
Colin's the fondler.
Oh my god, you guys! I thought I was doing a party foul with the microphone, but it wasn't me. I'm a good student. And
Yep.
speaking of being a good student, I did not fall asleep during this movie, but I was on my
Oh.
phone the entire time,
Reading the trivia, no less.
reading the trivia and staying awake, and that's the only reason how I could do it.
I luckily had a matcha right before beginning the film.
Matcha from where? Did you make one?
No, I didn't make one.
Where'd you go?
I went to Coffee for Sasquatch. It's nearby, and
For Sasquatch.
yeah.
I love Sasquatch. I'm from Washington State, everybody, if I haven't said that before.
Oh, that's your state animal.
That's my state animal.
Yeah.
That's my spirit animal also.
Yeah, Squatch. He's great.
He's awesome.
You
They
should
make
go,
good
though.
matcha?
So, every season, like, I'm sure you're familiar with the seasons: winter, spring.
Huh.
And so forth.
I've heard tale.
Yeah. Okay. So they usually have 3 to 4 seasonal beverages for each season. The fall season has the spiced maple matcha latte, and I love it.
That sounds really good.
I feel like those are all flavors that can like not work. You know,
Spiced
like
maple
you can get like you can get
matcha.
like good like autumn spice flavor can be good, but it can also be really bad. Maple, I think if you use it the wrong way, can just be, I don't know. There's like no universal, like when I hear that, I think like, oh man, that could be a disaster.
I think the spiced part is the thing that's not squaring, but like maple just reminds me of it just sounds like a sweetened matcha. And I like sugar.
Yes, the spice is like the most subtle part. It's more maple than spice.
I don't know how I feel about matcha either.
I love
I love matcha.
I like
That
the
shit's
flavor,
good.
but I feel like whenever it's in stuff, sometimes it just feels a little like like it gets like
Oh,
gritty.
what do you mean?
sometimes.
Like in the lattes or like other things? Like
in
ice
mostly in
cream?
other things, but every once in a while,
Like it has a film almost.
Yeah, exactly. Like it's got a little substance to it.
I know what you mean.
texture thing.
I just rub it
Yeah.
all over my teeth and then lick it with my tongue, and I'm like, ooh,
I'm
yeah.
snorting it.
Do you think
I'm
there's
going
like
straight.
Do you think there's enough matcha to make like sort of like a Scrooge McDuck pool?
I think that would
matcha?
hurt. I think that would knock the wind out of you.
Oh.
It's too densely.
So then turn it into like a liquid and then
oh yeah.
Yeah,
Like
okay.
you can dive into an iced matcha.
yeah.
Do you think that apes like matcha?
Yes.
What do we think?
They're vegetarian.
Do you think
so
they like to
things
be
that are plants.
caffeinated? I don't know if they'd like to be caffeinated. I feel like they already have. It's like someone with like really horrible
Oh, right.
anxiety,
Okay.
like having
Oh, yeah.
caffeine.
Apes
I'm
are
not
anxious.
sure. How I'd
okay,
feel.
two bits of trivia here. Well, one's more of just an opinion, and the other is trivia.
Ape must not get jitters.
The opinion that I have is that the ape faces, like the makeup and the masks or whatever,
mouths.
look the worst in this movie, right?
Oh
Yeah,
I think
for
that's pretty
sure.
safe.
Like even the main characters, like
Aldo's really
looks
bad.
Really bad.
Yep.
It just looks like a Halloween
Yep.
mask. Although the kid looks good. I think Cornelius, he looks like when he
Yeah.
speaks, he's got like a cool like.
he looks like the circus dog face boy. The
Yeah.
Cornelius.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah. I think they've just conditioned us at this point to accept it.
I love the speech about A destroys B, B destroys, because he goes so far into the alphabet. I was convinced that we were gonna get all the letters,
and then back to double A. Double A
Harris,
destroys
Harris
double
fell
B.
asleep at A and then woke up and they were only on like P
and then W destroys Y, and then Y destroys X.
and Y and D
And then Y and you collaborate.
and Z Z Z. I'm asleep again.
Yep.
The bit of trivia I was going to say is that speaking of the makeup, the guy who does the makeup for all these movies is a makeup artist named John Chambers. I think it's
That
John.
sounds made up.
That
It's-
sounds like a
I
composer.
think it's John. It's
Actually, it doesn't
something
sound made
Chambers.
up, but yeah.
But he, oh look at that canted. Did you see that camera just tilt like that? Oh
So
yeah.
good.
He later went on
That's
to
some
be
sci-fi
integral in the you know the film Argo. You know that
Argo,
like-
fuck yourself.
Yeah, you know that story of like what they
Yeah.
did. Yeah.
Yes.
So he was one of the guys who like planned that
Oh.
whole thing.
Planned what?
Ooh, that's
Well,
interesting.
it's a good thing they didn't need sophisticated makeup for that.
Was that why he really shit the bed on this one? He was busy planning
Yeah.
other things.
Yeah, he was
Well, when
saving
did that
lives,
happen? That
damn
was
it.
a few years later, 79. Is that when that happened?
But he was cooking, you know.
Yeah, I'm not
Yeah,
a
okay.
historian or Ben Affleck, so I do not know.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, that's all the trivia that I read for this movie. Oh, you know what I was going to say? Harris, why don't you tee up the next series that we're doing?
Oh, that'll be fun.
Ooh.
Yeah,
Exciting.
so the big announcement, drum roll, whatever. It's Evil Dead. We
Oh.
are doing the Evil Dead. I've been thinking about it for a while. I almost did it instead of Harry Potter and then made a terrible mistake, and we had to do all the Harry Potter
Shut
movies, which I once again
up.
apologize for. I
You
enjoyed them.
shut
I
up.
just didn't
I
realize
love
what a
them.
long damn franchise it was. It serves
You
me right
didn't
for
know?
I hadn't seen any of them. I didn't know anything about it. I was like, hey, these seem fun. And see, I've never I usually pick something I know and love, and I went out on a limb with Harry Potter, and now I'm going back to basics with Evil Dead, Evil Dead 2, and of course, the greatest movie, which Matt has somehow never seen to his great shame and embarrassment, Army of Darkness. One of the finest movies ever made.
And then we're going to do the
And the
reboot.
other Evil Dead. Evil Dead
And then
remake.
we'll do Evil Dead Rise whenever that comes out.
I saw
yeah.
Evil Dead the musical.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
That sounds
How was
fun.
And it was awesome. I was in the splatter zone
Oh, nice.
Oh,
where you
no.
get splattered with blood.
Are there any other liquids?
It's real blood.
It's real.
We're
It's
making
real
our-
blood.
The same jokes.
Sadly, no semen. But
It's not human then, is
you
it?
have to pay extra for the semen.
Oh.
I think it's a fun mix of things. I don't know. I like to be surprised.
Okay.
Speaking of the splash zone or the splatter zone,
Are you going to talk about Shamu?
we recently lost one of the greatest comedians to ever live.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Gallagher.
You know what? You know what the funniest thing is about that? I haven't thought of or heard about Gallagher in years.
I know.
And then all I saw was, "Hey, Gallagher's dead." And also, did you know he was a huge racist?
I didn't know
Like
he was
everything
a racist.
was dead.
yeah.
He went like he became like a crazy right winger, and all his comedy was about how it was like less about smashing watermelons and more about like how
Smashing
Mexicans
liberals.
Mexicans are coming to take our jobs or something. You know, it's like,
I've never heard of this person.
But back in the 80s, he was just
huge.
Gallagher.
I was more upset about Kevin Conroy.
Yeah,
That was
That
devastating.
was
When you were
same
talking
day, I
about
think.
when you were talking about someone dying that's close to your parents' age, that's what I like immediately thought about because when I saw that he died, he was like 66 or whatever.
Yeah, my
And I was
mom's
like, oh, shit.
69. My mom's 69, by the way.
Nice.
I was like, Mom, it's gonna be a long year for you. Oh my god! But anyway, yeah. That
Are we
was
gonna do a
bummer.
top 4?
Yeah. How are we gonna do it?
Top 4 Gallagher, top 4 Kevin Conroy.
Gallagher. No, both those are
Top
terrible.
4 Gallagher.
Kevin.
We could do John Houston.
Oh my god! Do you have the new iPhone, the big size?
No, this one's like 3 years old.
What?
It is the big size though. It's still the big one.
Too
Okay.
big.
Yeah.
It's so fucking large.
She's impressed.
I feel insecure
Colin.
otherwise. No. So who? John Houston?
We could do John Houston. He's a famous person. Then we should just pick a rando.
Is it
Not
HU
Gallagher.
or is it like the city?
Huston.
Yeah, I thought that was right. Okay.
Also, my favorite thing about when Aldo hacks away the branch that little Caesar is standing on, and he falls to his death. At first, he's just badly maimed, but then eventually dies from that wound. And then the next day, what's his name? What's the guy that McDonald
Yep.
comes in to investigate the crime scene and
Oh my
literally
God.
reaches up out of frame and pulls down the broken branch. And I'm like, what
How
kind of
did you
ape is
do
this
that?
that can't survive a 12-foot fall?
Right.
Like, what is going on here?
Baby.
Yeah.
But I love that he just sees a broken branch and he's like, I know exactly what happened.
This is
This
sus
is
as
murder.
hell.
This is murder. He cut down this branch that's 12 feet off the ground, and the boy fell to his death from just slightly higher than a
And then later they
basketball
say it's like the branch was obviously cut with a sword, and it's like the whole time
and not just
Aldo's
any sword.
Aldo's the only one with a sword in the whole movie. All right.
What swordsman would do this?
Yeah.
Oh my god, you're right. He does just keep saying we need power, and they go guns, guns.
Guns, power.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure this is just an incel chat room.
Yeah. Basically, yeah.
But yeah, it's pretty prescient stuff.
Trump.
We shall get them, and we shall keep them.
I can't believe nobody's said the word friend zone in this.
Then we will smash Caesar.
Oh my god.
Rustling.
Are we waiting on Colin, or are we watching?
Yeah.
I've
a little bit of both.
we're all set and ready for top 4. John Houston, known for.
All right.
I'll go first. Maltese Falcon.
Oh, you fucking cheater! The guest is supposed to go first.
The Maltese Falcon is incorrect.
What?
Whoa.
Top 4, you done it again.
I can't say one. I don't. I'm sorry, you guys. I'm so young.
Right.
That I don't know. I don't know.
Was that guy like an actor or what?
Are all of his things from movies he directed or acting?
1948,
I would
1974,
guess there's at least
1950, and 1951. I think.
Oh yeah.
are-
Yeah, so they're all directors. Stuff. I will go with. Jeez, there's a lot of good choices. Treasure is Sierra Madre.
The Treasure of the Sierra Madre is correct.
Wow.
Wow.
I know he directed some westerns, I'm pretty sure. Is that right,
I'd
Harris?
be thinking of John Ford.
I think I might be. Damn it.
So many Johns.
I know he's directed. I know stuff he's directed. I can't.
Did a lot of literary adaptations, although I'm not sure any of them would be in his top 4. But then who the fuck knows? Because the Maltese Falcon apparently isn't.
Did he do Grapes of Wrath?
2 of them are director and 1 is a character.
Oh, one is an actor. Okay.
Grapes of Wrath is my guess.
Grapes of Wrath is incorrect.
Yeah, I figured.
I guess because you said one is an actor, I guess I'll guess Chinatown, although I don't think they want to.
It's not your turn, though, Harris.
Well, Chandler.
Chinatown.
Chinatown. Chandler is correct.
Wow.
Great job, Chandler.
Thank you so much.
Great job.
It's really hard
All
to
right.
be this smart all the time.
I am going to go with Prizzy's Honor.
Prizzy's Honor is incorrect.
Wrong.
Well, we're in a hint round.
Okay, one of these movies is about a continental monarch.
The Butterfly?
No, the monarch of a continent, I guess, is better.
Monarch of a continent?
Yeah.
Don't think about it too literally. He's
African Queen.
Yeah, there you
The
go.
African Queen is correct.
All right, give Chandler a good clue, Colin. Not an easy one, but a good one. Got one left, right?
Ooh.
This movie is not about a concrete forest.
Jungle.
Can
Pretty
you
good.
clarify your answer,
Pretty
please?
good. Pretty good. You're almost there. Halfway there.
What's the opposite of concrete?
It's not the opposite of concrete.
Oh.
It's a building material you might use instead of concrete.
Steel.
So you're on the road to where you're going.
metal. Brick.
Oh, stop being such an ass and just guess.
Yeah, it'll be your own fault.
No, I'm not getting it.
doing this too.
I'm not. I'm feeling a lot of pressure. What is it? You guys guess.
It's the Asphalt Jungle.
Oh,
The
asphalt.
The asphalt jungle is correct.
I forgot about asphalt. I get it.
You didn't know your building materials.
Absolutely
Once again, top
not.
4 is all about knowing your building materials.
It gets you every time.
Every time. I'm sorry. I'm sorry that I'm a millennial and
That's
I don't know
okay.
how
We
to
don't-
build things.
Yeah, we don't have any prizes.
That was all
here.
4?
Yeah.
Yeah, the African Queen, the Asphalt Jungle, Chinatown, and the Treasure of the Sierra Madre. Yeah.
Yeah. Someone name another actor. What's one of the actors from 10 Things I Hate About You, which is
Heath
Heath
Ledger.
Ledger.
Colin has the
vinyl soundtrack.
album on vinyl
On green
Guess how
vinyl.
much it was, you guys. I just
Don't
learned this today.
I didn't want you to share that information when I told you that.
$50.
It's more.
More?
Oh, what? Why would you buy that?
It's very rare.
Why do you have so much money? What is going on? Are you selling your body? I'm concerned.
It was not like it's an investment.
No, if you spent more than $50 on that, you have too much money. And you know who took advantage of that? Whoever sold you 10 Things I Hate About You, the album.
it was still in the packaging.
Oh my God.
I had to take it out to play it though. So Heath Ledger,
You ruined the value.
I did. I immediately depreciated it.
All right.
I'm going to guess Brokeback Mountain.
Hold on, I'm not there yet.
But that's my guess.
Got out in front of it so Matt couldn't cheat again.
Yeah.
Brokeback Mountain is correct.
Matt, go ahead.
I'll say The Dark Knight.
The Dark Knight is correct.
I'm
we
going to
can
go
knock
with
this
A
out.
Knight's Tale.
A Knight's Tale is correct.
Oh, come on, Chandler.
Okay, 10 Things I Hate About You.
10 Things I Hate About You is correct.
Oh, we're good.
That's a good one.
That was too
That was
quick.
very satisfying. Joseph Gordon-Levitt.
What about Julia Stiles?
Oh, Julia Stiles.
Ooh, she's
That's
probably
a
better.
good one.
Gonna be a good one.
That's a good one.
Save the Last Dance.
Hold
Good
on.
guess.
I have
Good,
to-
very good guess.
I have to type in the name
It'll
of someone.
still be there.
I'm just not ready. All right.
This movie has, by the way, has turned into Mad Max, but really slow.
Yeah,
so like,
very slow.
Like
We'll get
Upset
you,
Max?
Apes, eventually.
Sad Max, yes.
Sad Max. I love how they all
Peeved
have.
Max.
I love how they all have matching red goggles. Like
Yeah, matching
Where are
hats,
you guys
matching
getting this
goggles.
shit?
one crate of red goggles survived the apocalypse. Thank God.
Good thing Amazon's still around.
It was in the same box. It was the same box as all the Kanye clothes.
Yeah. These
The leader is just Jeff Bezos.
These little condom hats and these red goggles. We have enough for everyone.
Oh, got him.
We got the
Okay.
one fat guy. Oh, he's heavy. Oh, rock and roll.
Why do they chuck him down the hill like that? What is this scene?
To humiliate him.
Was this scene written this way? All right, like now Ape chucks man downhill. All right. So, top 4. Julia Stiles, your first guess is Save the Last Dance
Yes.
from the year 2001 in which she played Sarah. That is correct.
I will say The Bourne Identity.
The Bourne Identity is incorrect.
Damn it.
Oh, I
Wrong.
forgot about that. I've
Season
only
all
seen
three.
one of
I
those.
feel like,
I've only
I
seen
feel
one.
like saying one of those because I feel like the Bourne Ultimatum might be a good guess. So
The
I'm
Bourne
gonna guess it.
Ultimatum is incorrect.
Damn it.
Oh,
10 things I hate about you.
10 Things I Hate About You is correct.
wow.
All right.
I'm gonna go. I
Gotta
feel
be a
like
Bourne-
one of the
a
Bournes.
Bourne movie
yeah.
must be in there.
I'm gonna say the last one, which is just called Jason Bourne.
Jason Bourne is incorrect.
Fuck.
Wrong.
Bourne.
She was the lead in O, right? The Othello thing.
She
directed
was
by
in
Tim
that.
Blake Nelson. Yeah,
She was in that. Is that your guess?
that is my guess.
That is incorrect.
Jesus.
Wrong.
Not doing well in Julia Stiles.
Question. Is there any television on
I was
there?
going to ask. I'm going to say it. Unless it's not.
If he
which
has to
case?
look this long, then
No,
what we're
it's
thinking
not.
is
It's
It's
not
not.
there.
television.
It's not Dexter.
Dexter
Were you
is
gonna say Dexter?
incorrect.
Okay.
Wrong.
Ooh, what are other movies she's in?
Okay.
Wait, I got it. Hold on.
You go.
Okay, just let me know when we're on the hint round.
She's been in a lot of things. Why can't?
Bourne Supremacy.
Bourne Supremacy is incorrect.
Damn it.
Wrong.
All right, that's
Wow.
all the
Okay.
Bournes.
Yeah.
So we've ruled out all the Bourne movies. I feel like I should keep guessing them just in case.
Well, there's that one with that Matt Damon's not in. We should
Still
do the Bourne
Bourne.
movies. They fucking rule.
Do they?
Yeah, they're okay.
Do
I
they?
saw the first one and it was really good, but I haven't seen any of the others.
I actually thought in the original trilogy, I thought they got better as they went.
Oh, we
Probably
love
an
to see
unpopular
it.
opinion, but I feel like of the first
I think
three,
the second one's the best one.
I really like the third one though.
Yeah, the third one's good too.
I don't like how the second one starts with the lady dying.
Oh, I love that.
Oh yeah, that bothered me, but they had to do it.
I love when movies like
That's
do
different reactions.
do the
that bothered me,
unexpected.
but they had to do it. Matt, oh, I love
Did they
that.
fridge a woman? They fridged her, didn't they?
Yeah, they did.
Oh,
they definitely fridged her. They had to.
Jesus
He was too happy.
He had to have a vendetta against the jackal.
Her career didn't really take off the way they thought it would after Run Lola Run, and they were like, "Yeah,
That
you
wasn't
gots to
it at
go.
all. It was just they just needed her out of the way so he could have more adventures. Julia Stiles.
Julia, speak to
Company
us.
of Men.
Incorrect.
Wow."
Wrong.
I'm digging deep to like early 2000s indies.
Ooh.
I'll do a hint. The
Yeah.
one is from 2004 and one is from 2012.
Those aren't hints to for people who
2012?
don't know
Yeah,
years.
2012. People who don't know years. What type of
You
people
always
are
give
those?
years
I
as
don't
hints.
know
It
what I
doesn't
was
help me at
doing
all.
10 years ago.
Guns of power.
10 years ago, I was. How old was I? Okay.
This is
Just a
the film from 2012. You're gonna hate this hint. Also, is a movie I've never seen, but I've been told I maybe should watch.
Trolls 2.
It is not Trolls 2, but
Wrong.
thank you for mentioning the Trolls. I've seen Trolls 1.
I saw Trolls World Tour.
Oh wow.
Wow.
It was good. I
Oh.
enjoyed it.
I
Oh
liked
my.
it. I ate ice cream while I watched.
You guys might be surprised, but when I was younger, I did have a few troll dolls.
Nobody's shocked by
I
that.
am, yeah, I am somehow not surprised and yet still a little disappointed.
They used to be prizes at the arcade, you know?
I'm
Get,
sure
like,
you would pay $50 for a Trolls
two-
doll today.
250 tickets for
Still in
like
his original
troll
packaging.
doll. Trolls
really-
were cool. Everyone knows that.
It's really bugging me that I can't think of like Julia Stiles had a moment there where she was in a lot of stuff, and it was
Right,
like,
and I can't think of
10 Things I Hate
anything.
About You, and Save the Last Dance. That was her moment. that was
Ooh!
like 4 years.
Mona Lisa Smile?
Ooh, yeah.
Mona Lisa Smile is incorrect, but a great
"Oh,
guess.
that's from 2004.
Wrong.
I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, the one from 2004 I think is harder. The one from 2012 is a movie that is romantic, but not necessarily a comedy, I've been told. and has something to do with sports.
Bend It Like Beckham.
Bend It Like Beckham is incorrect.
Oh wait,
I don't
who
think
was
so.
that? Oh, that was Keira Knightley.
That was much earlier.
And that was not 2012.
Is soccer the sport though?
Soccer is not the sport.
Why would
Wow,
soccer?
I
ever
was
be
way
the
off.
sport? No.
From what I've been told, again, I have not seen this movie. From what I've been told, it involves the Philadelphia Eagles.
Oh, does she?
Oh my God, Silver Linings Playbook.
Silver Linings Playbook
Oh,
is
she's the
correct.
wife.
Oh, wow.
Oh my God, it's about sports. LOL.
I do not
I
remember
don't understand
from
it.
that movie.
It is about
Also, not
mental
really.
health.
You
Also,
ever have
not
one
that,
of those
not that
movies-
romantic and probably more of a comedy than you're thinking.
Will you ever have one of those movies where people tell you like you should watch it, but when they tell you about it, you like completely think the opposite?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
Oh,
you should really watch this, and I'm like, it sounds
that's
fucking
probably
depressing as
That's
fuck.
a good movie for that to be an example of, because I feel like I would be one of those people going, "Oh yeah, no, I don't think these people who tell you you should watch it."
I've,
really
I've
know
had
you
that
well."
experience multiple times of someone saying like, I just saw Silver Linings Playbook, you should watch it, and I'm like, why? And they start to like explain what it is, and I'm like, I don't feel interested in that at all. It sounds depressing.
should
I
watch it
like that movie.
I should
I
watch
like
it
it
again
too.
because
I saw it once and I liked it.
I
It
really
was
like
why?
it.
Is it not depressing?
No, it's not really depressing. It's so I thought it was so horribly overrated that I saw it late, so
mean,
everyone already had told me
love
how
conquers all.
amazing it was.
So they do love in the end.
Maybe.
I think
They
it's
do
funny
love.
too. I think it has jokes.
It's got
It
jokes.
has
It's funny.
jokes.
It's got a bunch of really terrible Philadelphia accents.
It's
Philadelphia
I
accents.
do like
Jennifer
bad
Lawrence,
accents.
like at
Yeah.
her peak. She was sort of like on top of
I
the
think
world.
she
she
won
Mystique
for
in
that.
it?
Yes, famously.
And De Niro not really giving a shit, kind of in that mode where he's just on cruise control and he still kind
Oh
of pulls
my
it off
God.
a
He's
little
not in
bit.
that.
That was
This
kind
just
of like
reminds
his last
me-
good thing that he's done.
That's
Bad grandpa.
I fucking hated Amsterdam. Did you guys watch that?
No, but I heard it
didn't
was
because
bad.
I
everyone
hated
told me
it
it was terrible.
so much.
I heard that
I was
the
so
marketing for it
furious.
was so off because there's something in the movie that they didn't want to reveal, and
Oh God.
and because of that, they didn't know how to market it properly.
Who is it? We know
I
somebody
literally
that
had no idea what it was about.
I feel like we know somebody
then
that
I
walked
watched
out of
it.
it because
Oh, really?
Oh my
Wasn't
God.
it Adam and Clark?
it was Adam and Clark
Yeah.
walked out. They like looked at each other halfway through the movie and were like, "I'm good leaving," and they're like, "Okay, good, let's go." That's rare.
Yeah, I didn't walk out. I was actually on a date, and I was like, I was sitting there like so mad, and my date was just watching me watch this movie because it was more entertaining to watch me be so upset watching this movie than it was to watch this fucking movie because I was like, I can't believe this is happening.
This is
that's-
not good though, because it really, I feel like it interferes with my greater plan to have a film set in Amsterdam, but instead of people, it's talking clams, and it's called Clamsterdam.
Oh no, that sounds good. That sounds like a good DreamWorks animation.
Get David O.
project.
Russell to ruin it for you.
But this gives
I
me
like
a good
American
idea.
Hustle. That's my David.
I
O.
didn't.
Russell
Yeah,
movie.
I. It's not my David O. Russell movie, but I didn't hate it like other people did,
Yeah,
and
I
I
feel
think
like it
that
got a
was
bad rap.
after that. He really fucking fell off.
I watched it and I didn't hate it, but I didn't watch all of it, but I was kind of bored.
I like I Heart Huckabees.
I do too. I don't love the story of behind the scenes.
Right.
But I like.
Well,
I Heart
anything you hear
Huckabees.
about David O. Russell behind the scenes,
He's a
will
total-
make
He's a
you not
monster.
really like
Total
him. Yeah.
monster.
I don't know. It's like he's not, and now it's like he's not good enough for him to get away with that shit. Like
Right.
all of his shit is so whack now.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Anyways, top four, Julia Stiles. We still have one left to
Oh,
go.
Oh shit! All right.
Oh,
All right. Let's
shit.
finish this,
Well, why
and
don't you
then
give us a fucking hint?
here I'll give you guys
Right?
time to
Jesus.
think about this. Think about the worst movie choice, worst date you've ever been on to the movies, and like it was a bad movie.
It's
for
never a
date.
bad date
For
to
a
the
date?
movies.
Oh.
Brought to you by AMC.
I have two good stories I want to tell you guys, but let's get Julia Stiles out of the way here.
All right.
Okay, 2004.
I'm going to give you the synopsis. At college, Paige meets Eddie, a fellow student from Denmark, whom she first dislikes but later accepts, likes, and loves. He proves to be Crown Prince Edvard. Paige follows him to Copenhagen. And there's more, but okay. Can we guess based on that?
The Prince Diaries. I don't know. What
I
that
have
is.
no
You're,
fucking
you're
clue.
very close, Harris, but you are wrong.
Prince of my heart.
It's The Prince
And me.
and Me is correct.
I have never heard of that.
Wow.
She's wearing a pretty dress in the picture.
Oh.
I love that trope. It's so stupid. It can never happen.
That's like-
but I eat it up.
That's like half the Christmas movies that my mom watches every like November and December. Like
Your
for-
mother is wise.
You're fondling.
I'm fondling.
We have to come up with a visual cue where I could do it seamlessly and you'll understand what I'm trying to say.
It's too bad you use the jerk off motion for so many other visual cues.
I'm like,
When you're doing this at me, it's like I feel like you're
Oh my
you're
god.
trying to tell me something else.
All right, I want to hear Matt's horrible date.
okay,
movies.
number one, I took a girl to see The Tree of Life.
I've never seen
which
that.
was fucking weird as a first date.
I mean, on the other hand, if you made out throughout the Tree of Life, I don't think you'd miss.
We didn't. We were
That
enamored
much.
with the picture.
I've never
You were
seen it.
enamored with the picture.
Is it anything like The Fountain with Hugh Jackman?
Wait, you've
Jackman.
never seen The Tree of Life?
Jackman?
No, I've only seen The
I
Fountain.
haven't
with
seen
Hugh
it
Jackman.
either. I don't know what it's about. Brad Pitt's in it.
Guys,
It's a Terrence Malick movie. It's very.
He's wild.
it's a tone
What's the
bone.
word?
It's a tone bone.
Eccentric.
It's a tone bone. It's a tone poem.
Yeah.
Oh.
Although I like Tone Bone even. Tone Bone.
I'm Terrence Malick, and I only make tone bone films.
I was like, that's interesting. I've never heard that before. I can get on
Lyrical
board.
and meandering ode to boning.
Speaking of talking clams earlier, I've always also wanted there to be
Back to what I was saying before about this movie idea I have.
Yeah.
I don't know why we moved off that so quickly. Nobody laughed either. It was weird.
I've always wanted there to be a director who was like actually like kind of a big hammer, and he was called Terrence Malick.
Oh my god.
What? That doesn't even make
That was
sense.
super important.
What are you
Chandler.
talking
Stop
about?
interrupting.
I feel like I'm brought onto this podcast to interrupt Colin.
Oh no!
You're doing the Lord's work.
Yeah, everyone is brought onto this podcast to interrupt Colin. We're hoping if we get enough people talking, he just will quit.
Wait, but there was another one, Matt.
Oh, my other.
Was it girl with the dragon tattoo?
No,
That's a bad
Oh, that would be a
one.
pretty rough.
My
episode,
friend,
yeah.
my friend, that was my friend.
I used to work. I was an NBC page, and I worked at the Tonight Show, and I used to help the audience to their seats and stuff. And like in the beginning, everyone's waiting online, and like you just mingle with people. And I started talking with this girl, and she was like, we just kind of hit it off. And I asked her out, and I said, let's go see a movie. So we went to see.
He's got Riz.
We went to see Halloween. Oh no, there was more to this story. I didn't ask her out, but I remember feeling like that was a missed
Riz.
opportunity. Like if I ever see this girl again, I need to ask her out. But what are the odds that I'll ever see her again? And then I forget what it was. I was moving or I was helping someone move. I was at like U-Haul, and all of a sudden she walks into the U-Haul office like on a random Saturday morning.
It was meant to
That's
be.
And it
I
was your
like,
wife,
this is meant to
Colleen.
be. Yeah. And so I asked her out there in the U-Haul, and we went to see a movie.
The Riz is back.
We went to the Chinese theater to see Halloween, the Rob Zombie Halloween.
With the horrifying rape scene.
So this is why this thing that karma and fate were putting you on a collision course, that this is going to be your one true love, and you blew it.
But it wasn't
by
just
taking her
like
to-
it wasn't just like seeing a movie that like neither of us liked, and then afterwards you talk about like, man, that really stunk. She in the beginning was like, yeah, I don't really like horror movies. You know, I like when
Christ.
Scream. You know,
Oh, no.
and I'm like, oh, the classic thing that probably everyone says before they see a horror movie, right? We go in there and like it was to the point of embarrassment.
up.
Like I was embarrassed. She was screaming so much.
Oh my god.
Oh,
She was like blood curdling scream at every little jump scare, every little thing. And I was like, oh my God. Like we might have even left before the end of the movie. I can't even remember. But I just remember the drive home after that. Like we didn't really say anything. And I was just like,
Yikes.
And then you
"Bye.
never saw each
I'll
other
never
again."
see you again.
Not a match.
That's crazy. You never hear stories that start out at a U-Haul place ending badly at all.
I know. I know. The Hallmark Channel has lied to me. Yeah. Does anyone else have any horror stories like that?
No, all my dates are good.
I don't get enough dates.
My first date ever, I went to Lord of the Rings, Return of the King,
Nice.
which is a great movie, but
And you get to spend 3 hours with somebody. You really get to know them.
Exactly. Very fucking long.
Right.
And I think I was in 6th grade, and halfway through the movie, the like fucking film cut out. And so we had to wait for like 30, 40 minutes.
Wow. That's like a
So-
whole day.
It is like such a long experience. And then you have this like 12-year-old boy that's like his hand is shaking as he's trying to decide whether to hold my hand or not. And it is cute if you're not me. I was like horrified where I was like, oh my, please just make a decision. Oh my God, please. No, I don't want to do that. Like this, I was like, and I've never in my life liked holding hands. I'm not a hand holder. I just think it's weird. I don't know. Not my vibe. Not my bag, baby. And maybe it's because of this date where he was just like, I was just watching his hand shake, and I was
Is that
like,
an exaggeration? The motion you're doing, is that an exaggeration or not?
It's a bit exaggerated.
Okay.
But like when you're his pale hand
Probably sweaty too.
and sweaty,
is he
and then
getting
I'm,
pale?
and then the movie cuts out, and then it's like, oh, I guess we're not holding hands, and then he's like, and then it's a decision to like hold hands again when the movie comes back on. And I'm just like,
Oh, wow.
And also, and like nothing happened.
Should've
It was
just,
so
like,
awkward.
Should have just got him by the nips or something.
Classic. Actually, 12-year-olds now, who's to say? They could be going straight for the nips. But this guy did not grow up to be a good guy anyway. He was like, I think he got suspended for sexually harassing someone in high school. So we do not love to see it. But I do love Lord of the Rings, so it couldn't turn me off Lord of the Rings. But it did turn me off hand holding.
I did get a rain check ticket to Swordfish once because the power went out and they couldn't restart the film correctly.
Oh.
Did you have to go back and see Swordfish?
I think so.
Oh man, because I feel like that's one time when you can be like, "Whoa,
Never mind.
got away with one there." Yeah.
Or like a free ticket to any other movie. Like, did it have to be Swordfish?
Yeah.
I think I can't remember. It's too long ago.
Why are the Planet of the Apes fight sequences 25 minutes long?
Oh,
this
so
was
long.
So
I was
long.
having fucking flashbacks to the scuba fights in was it Thunderball?
Yeah, Thunderball.
That are just like slow moving forces in opposition to each other where no actual action is happening and it lasts for hours.
Is it just me, or does this villain, what's his name, the governor or whatever?
Governor Colt? Molt?
Oh, yeah.
He gives me strong Sean Jarrett vibes. Like, I feel like he should have been. We should have done this movie with him. He was our guest in the last.
Yeah.
Oh, I
episode.
see. Okay.
Like, just like the way he acts too. Like when Sean does his like impersonation of, he like talks like this, and he's like, "Kill the apes," you know. Like that's exactly what this guy's
Kill
doing.
the apes.
Nothing left alive.
Oh my god, he says all these lines. They're terrible.
I know.
They probably
so
loop
bad.
it in where he says them multiple times
Yes.
too.
Oh, it's.
It
so
was your
dumb.
friend. He did it for the extended release.
When did they? I kind of like looked away and missed it. When did the apes make the decision to like play dead? And
Yeah,
then-
we don't. Yeah,
we don't
Yeah,
see
that
That's
was
off camera?
crazy.
Okay.
we don't see that on camera.
It's like, fight like apes. And they're like, ha ha, I'm not dead.
I think it's funny that it's like these guys clearly thought they were like, wow, we're really good at armying. We hardly ever even leave our underground shelter, and yet we came out here with these guns and just shot the shit. I didn't even shoot a single guy, and somehow they're all dead.
Damn,
Well,
we're good.
they all look bloody because they're all wearing red goggles.
Yeah.
Yeah,
There's so much blood.
blood everywhere. I hate apes, but I'm a little disturbed by the amount of blood. They wait till the absolute last minute to reveal their plan too. Like he's literally about to shoot Caesar in the head.
Yeah, cutting it real close.
I also think it's funny that I don't know if I like it or dislike it, but I do notice that their uniforms from the last movie, their little jumpsuits, have now morphed into the exact outfits from the original film. You know?
Yeah.
Like with the
Ah.
leather.
I didn't see the part of Ape City that does like fashion design either.
Yeah. Because they have all the leather insignias and stuff like that on their color-coded outfits.
Oh yeah, that's interesting. Yeah, they did a good job of like making it come full circle, even though they took a lot of leaps to get there.
Yeah.
Oh, there he is in his like cool.
Oh, that was a
Clever
doom.
ape.
I like when Caesar starts like going like this, and he like puts his arm up here on his chest, like it's just his like.
The listeners cannot understand what you're saying right now.
I said arm chest.
Oh, okay.
He's looking like an ape.
Yes. Apish.
And now Ape City is about to lose its king.
The way he's holding this gun too is
He sucks his chin
insane.
into his chest real bad.
This man is holding the gun like
Yeah.
so close and tight to his body.
Like a man who's never held a gun before.
Oh my god, it's you guys, it's embarrassing.
Yep.
Yeah. I feel like there's a lot of ways you can embarrass someone who like has lived underground and
Yeah, like just say like, "Hey, nice house, by the way."
irradiated. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd be like, wow, you're so pale. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Do you even know what the sun is? And he would cry. He would just
But-
kill himself.
Don't make fun of his acne scars because that feels like a low blow.
Oh, yeah. No. We're not going for the low blow.
People have different complexions. That's fine. Really, his evilness is what his greatest shame should be.
His super
Yes.
arch dialogue.
Yeah.
Yeah, the fact that he doesn't have better dialogue, that should be what he's
Poor
embarrassed by.
bastard.
I love the school bus. Did anyone else enjoy that these
Where
guys
are they
have
getting
a school
all
bus?
these vehicles? I mean, I guess they don't leave, so the gas would just be in it
Yeah.
the entire time, but it's still like, what are you doing with all this shit?
radioactive
Yeah,
gas.
it's like, how do they have gas? How do they have electricity in their bunker?
Yeah. A bus survived? Seems crazy.
Maybe it is like a Mad Max kind of world where like gasoline is like the prime,
Form of currency.
Form of currency, yes.
It seems like they never leave the underground,
Yeah,
though, until now.
I think
And why not? They never thought to go explore.
Yeah,
Fucking
apparently it's like a
lazy?
half day's walk. Like,
once you get used to like the little tingle the irradiated caves give you, you kind of miss it when you
it starts
go
to, you get used to it.
Like withdrawal. That's what I was wondering. Where I'm like, do you get withdrawal if you're not there after a certain amount of time? Like, what?
Yeah, that's what I thought too, but clearly not. It would have made sense if they had to live in the cave because the above ground was all irradiated, and that's how they survived was like going in the cave. But clearly, it's much nicer outside.
Do you think it's just that they
Yeah.
think living down there is really rad?
I don't even.
Like it
'Cause
would have made more
rad
sense.
is like the
Radiation,
prefix
I
to
get it,
radiate.
yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah,
It's a
yeah.
stretch. Yeah, it's a real stretch.
So
God.
sorry. I thought everyone would
I
love
wish
that.
you were sorry. You should be sorry. The problem is you're not sorry enough.
You're not
I like this guy who
sorry
throws
enough.
Sorry.
I like this guy who throws a grenade into like an open air tent.
Yeah,
And
like,
clearly
what-
the actor just walked off.
I don't know why he did that. It's like he bombed his own thing.
There was a guy in there, but then they didn't show that guy.
Oh.
Like he didn't like he actually wasn't there because
Yeah.
they blew up a thing.
Honestly, I don't know about you guys, but I'm really happy that Aldo went apeshit on these guys.
Yeah, it was satisfying, but I also think it's like so infuriating that like it's classic Aldo. He misses the whole fucking battle. He shows up and mercy kills the people who are fleeing, and then he goes back and takes credit like he's a big shot. He's like, I did it. I kicked their
Where
ass.
was he?
How
Like,
did he
where
learn
did he
that?
go?
How did you learn that like beauty pageant queen parade float
Yeah.
wave?
Yeah.
When was he taught that?
Pretty classic.
Instinct.
Yeah. Which movie had the better battle? This movie or the last movie?
The last one.
The
Oh,
last
especially
one
the,
looked like it was way cooler.
the unrated one where they just
So much blood.
stomped people and you got all that red 70s blood
Yeah,
everywhere.
red paint.
Yeah.
It's like literal house paint.
It was something. Should we start wrapping it up?
Yeah,
What-
this movie's
what
got
else do we-
5 minutes left.
Yeah, we're gonna outkick our coverage here.
The climbing on the tree scene actually lasts for.
I
quite a while.
really like the scene where they're like,
Yeah, you're right. I forgot about this.
ape shall not kill ape. It's like really, it's shot very interestingly and like it's pretty visceral and it's like it's kind of spooky. I really like it. It feels more like Basic Instinct.
Congratulations, you were the first person who's ever compared this movie to Basic Instinct. Pretty impressive stuff.
I wanted to make my mark.
Yeah. Well, you've done it. All right. Well, I can start giving my
Yeah, I want to hear yours,
summation of my take on this movie.
and then I want to know your mean. I want to know the average score of this.
Yeah,
film for
well,
you.
my average score is probably pretty low.
5,
A couple
6.
of 4s and a 6.
Okay.
I think. I actually enjoyed this movie in a weird kind of way. It was incredibly dumb. There's so much stuff that doesn't make sense, or that they've sort of like used like backwards logic to like work their way around to something. The masks just keep getting worse and worse. It has so many scenes. The running through the tunnel and the battle and this tree fight that's coming up. Just so many scenes that should have been half as long. You know? Of course, that would make this movie probably like
45 minutes.
yeah, like 60, 70 minutes long, which I don't know. Would that have been the worst thing in the world?
No.
Anyways, yeah, so not great, and yet still a movie that I genuinely enjoyed in many ways and thought was kind of fun and weirdly watchable. I feel like if I was like I said, if I was a kid, this probably would have been one of my favorites. So I am going to give this one 5 Timothy Dolphins.
Okay. The lead up to that, I thought you were gonna say something
6.
higher. Yeah.
Or 7.
Yeah, it makes
I was like,
maybe
whoa.
even 7.
Well, I didn't want to dwell on all the things that are bad about this movie because I think we covered those.
That's a
They're
good point.
there.
That's a good point. It can't all be a downer.
It's cheap and shitty, and it doesn't really make sense. But it did a lot of things right. I gave 2 of the other ones 4s, which I think are roughly on the same page as this, maybe not quite as good. But the set design of the city, the zombie city, the underground city, was really good. That gives it a whole bonus point, and the fact that they got basically a slightly handsome, slightly better actor to play the black guy in this one. Yeah.
I love him.
Yep.
I'll go next. I had never seen this before. I feel like I'm really just watching it for the first time during this show. I fell asleep. Yeah, I don't know. I remember as a kid, like watching the marathons and stuff whenever they were on TV, and always kind of skipping this one just based on the commercials, like seeing the scenes from it. Just like people running around a field, I was like, this doesn't seem like a movie for me.
You were right about that. That part is not good.
I know, yeah. Especially coming hot off Conquest, which was so good. I was like, okay, this is the end of the series right here.
The denouement.
Yes.
Nice.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, this movie has its moments. It's not like the worst. You know, it's kind of on par with the rest of them, I guess. But like, yeah, there's some cheeseball stuff. Like Aldo is like a cheesy villain. The other guy who looks like Sean Jarrett is a cheesy villain. This whole tree sequence that we're watching right now.
I love this tree sequence.
Yeah.
Ape has killed ape.
This movie just doesn't, for me, it doesn't have like the memorable moments like the rest of them do. If they have anything, they all have kind of like cool endings. You know, like they're all trying to mimic that first ending.
Crying statue?
Yeah.
That's not cool.
Iconic.
You don't like Ape Jesus?
This movie, like, what could you say is like the best part of this movie? You know, like the part that everyone remembers. Like, oh man, that scene, that's so good. The battle part, I feel like the battle itself is like kind of what we were just saying, kind of lame.
I think it's the part when Mendez or whatever is saying, then A kills B, and B kills C, and C kills D.
This is how I learned my ABCs, everyone.
Then E kills F.
And then later he's playing chess.
Dude, no, they're playing checkers.
They're playing checkers. That makes
chess.
more sense.
And he's not winning.
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like I wanted a better. I wanted a better conclusion to this Ape series, so I'm gonna give this 4 Timothy Dolphins.
Harsh.
Chandler.
I kind of like the simplicity of it. It's convoluted in ways because it's over-explained, but I guess the lens I'm looking at it through is like, this was 1973. I feel like it's very digestible. But I do like what you said, how there's like nothing memorable in this movie. Maybe the crying statue and maybe McDonald.
Half the memorable,
the lawgiver.
Yeah, half the memorable stuff is bad.
I don't even give a shit about the lawgiver. Sorry, John. I couldn't even name one of your 4 IMDb credits. But I like the tree sequence. I don't think this movie did anything with the issues that these movies are founded on. Weirdly enough, it's like they didn't do anything new, and I think we learned that like man and ape both asshole, and it's like, oh, okay, yeah, we knew that. We've been new.
I'm just gonna jump in real quick. We were gonna say that earlier, that each one of these movies is sort of a cautionary tale.
Yeah,
and this one is not.
No.
Yeah,
because
it's got a happy ending. It's too happy. I wanted it to be.
It's not warning us of anything. It's like, if we ever live in a world where there's apes who can talk, like, be nice to them.
Like I would have loved it if the lawgiver was like, and like it was peaceful for a time, and 20 years later, Aldo rebelled again and killed Caesar, and now here we are, and it's a statue of Aldo or something. I don't know, like just something a little
like at the Lincoln Memorial.
All that to say,
Mount Ape more. It's just 4 ape heads.
Oh my god! Oh,
that would have been cool.
I would have been into that.
Yeah, you can't tell
love
these
that.
terrible masks apart, anyways.
It's the Statue of Liberty, but it's an ape.
Yeah.
Um,
That's the ending of my Planet of the Apes movie.
Hell yeah! I have notes, but I have fixes. Anyway, I'm always pretty lenient with my rating, and so for Hot McDonald with no farm, I'm gonna give it 6.5.
Wow.
Timothy Dalvin. Oh my god, it is kind of a farm.
Yeah.
He has dreams, I bet.
Hopefully. Oh, so
Maybe he got a farm with the guy from the underground, and he's like E-I-E.
Oh my god! And he brought his big bomb.
E kills I, and I kills O.
E kills I kills O.
So how'd the battle go?
Oh, this guy.
We lost.
We lost. Wait till
Here he
Dead.
goes.
his arms.
Oh my god!
I'm gonna wave my arms and pass out.
Somebody,
They keep playing
It's checkers.
somebody,
chess, checkers. I
People
love it.
saw that. People saw that performance, and the director said, "Cut." Nailed it. Circle that one.
Yes, circle it.
That is, I've been watching movies my entire life and never seen anybody die realistically. But that is exactly what my mother looked like when she stepped in the bear trap.
Also
Fell off the roof.
told them not to react to it, and
Yeah.
they
Yeah.
didn't.
Yeah.
I don't remember this part at all, and I watched this movie 4 hours ago.
Yeah, this is the alpha and omega bomb.
He's convincing her not to set off the bomb.
But you know, this is how the world ends in the second Planet of the Apes movie.
And it's
And just because the apes and the humans get along doesn't mean these weird bomb worshippers aren't down here still with his bomb. So
It's like
That's true.
this
Yeah.
movie is trying to right all its wrongs,
Yes,
yeah.
it is.
but the wrongs were right.
very good.
Fair.
Thank you.
Okay,
You
Colin,
can
give this
quote
one
me.
9 Timothy Dolphins. Let's get out of here.
Give it 11.
I'm gonna give it 5 Timothy Dolphins.
That's a basement score from Colin.
That is
He doesn't give lower than
crazy.
5, so
I didn't
that's like
hate it.
That's like a 0.
I didn't hate it. I it was there.
Milk toast.
Yep. Yep.
Is milk toast like an actual dish? Do people ever like soak the bread in milk before they
It's called
toast it
French
in some way?
toast.
Oh yeah, but French toast is eggs and well,
I
no,
think
fair,
milk toast
fair.
was something in like the Depression or something where people would put
Yeah.
some milk on their soggy or
Isn't
their
it
stale
spelled
bread.
Milkete?
Milquue.
QUE.
What?
Yeah.
That's what must be wrong with it. The Q means that it's bad.
Yeah, so I don't think it has anything to do with milk or toast. I think it's probably just like a French word or
think it's
something.
I think I should look up the etymology of milk toast before I try to riff on how it sounds like milk and toast.
I can't not know.
Someone's fondling like crazy. I'm gonna guess that it's Colin.
It's definitely Chandler. And not me.
I haven't moved
I know,
a
it was
single
me.
muscle
It was me.
in 2 hours.
It was me.
Like, you think after 5 movies they would just tell the actors like, whatever it is you do with your mouth to keep the ape mouth closed, like, makes it look much more realistic than if it's just a gape. You know, like,
Yeah.
I feel like they look so dumb when they're just like, with their mouth open.
Yeah, I feel like there was probably weirdly a lot of the director complaining to the actors about the actors trying to do stuff, and it's just like, no, don't try because these masks look so bad.
Don't
Like,
try.
Just be still.
Stop
Don't
acting
emote.
so hard.
Stop
Don't
emoting.
Do not try.
I feel like the statue of Caesar right now because I'm getting allergic reactions from your cat and my eye won't
Oh,
stop tearing.
no.
Tear. It's very sad.
Well,
Yeah, Caesar's allergic to cats too. Okay, etymology of this. See, this is one of these etymologies that makes so much sense, and you hear shit like this all the time. From the character Casper Milquetoast, spelled with the Q, of the comic strip The Timid Soul, created by American cartoonist Harold Tucker Webster in 1924.
Oh,
We get a lot of words and names and stuff.
John Landis is in this movie.
Oh, Jake's friend.
whoa.
Who's Jake and who's
Who
his
the
friend?
fuck is Jake?
I don't know.
Mutant on motorcycle. I wish I
I'm
was
telling
credited
you,
as that in something.
someone was calling in favors to get these names.
Yeah.
It was like, hey pal, you want to come work for 40 5 minutes.
Do we know it was the John Landis? Maybe it was like the other
gotta be.
John Landis.
There's no way.
Back to Milquetoast. I wasn't done.
Yeah, please.
The character,
please, we're riveted.
Character was named after the American dish Milquetoast, a food consisting of toasted bread and warm milk.
Ew.
Ew.
Oh, you put it in the milk after you toast it.
Yeah.
Because that's a great idea.
Well, I'm going to go home and try it, and I'll let you guys know how it is.
Okay.
I'm good.
Don't bomb.
But I wish you well.
Chandler Smidt,
Yes.
thanks for doing this again.
Thanks for having me again.
Thanks for being. You're officially.
5 timers.
You're in the 5 timers club. You
Somebody,
get a jacket.
we gotta fight someone. Is there another 5 timer?
Battle of 5
I don't think so. I think you're the first one.
Feel free to attack
I
anyone
think-
you want.
That's, you have our permission.
If someone
It's not
comes
legally
for my
binding.
title, let me know.
I think Jacob Strick is close to being in the 5 timers.
Sean's got to be close too. After
I'll
this last
slap
one.
the shit out of both.
I think has 2 more to go.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Oh, whoa, look at this.
Take that, Sean.
San Simeon Sentinel.
These are the stupidest special
Lapsus
features.
lingua.
The special
Ooh.
features on these movies are ridiculous.
Dental aids.
What happens if you click one of these things?
Hold on.
Stuff happens. It's the menu.
Does it
Let's
just
get the
show?
dental
New
aids.
face. Go to New Face.
Oh, here we go.
I
Oh,
want
yeah.
to learn
yeah,
about
yeah.
McDonald's.
Austin Stoker makes what is tantamount to his motion picture debut in a starring role in Arthur P. Jacobs' production of Battle for the Planet of the Apes from 20th Century Fox release. It came about in a most unexpected way. Another actor had been set for the part of McDonald, a black human sympathetic to the plight of apes in their period of enslavement, and now the most valued human in a time of ape ascendancy, but was unable to complete a prior commitment.
That was a
Due
weird
to prior
sentence.
shouldn't it be but was an okay, I need to read it. Okay, Stoker's agent told his bewildered client to go to 20th Century Fox on Sunday in the middle of New Year's 73 holiday. There he met producer Jacobs and director J. Lee Thompson. And on January 2nd, Stoker was working on the set of Battle for Planet of the Apes. I thought to myself, I've always known acting is a volatile profession, but this is ridiculous, Stoker recalls. However, I'd studied hard and worked hard and knew I was as well prepared as I'd ever be. Fortunately, we started with physical sequences and didn't get into the dramatics until some time later.
The dramatics.
Austin Stoker, ladies and
This
gentlemen.
is all getting cut. So boring.
So boring.
Yeah.
New Year's 73. What a day for Stoker, huh?
Good for him.
I want something to happen for me on New Year's sometime.
That is the saddest
All
thing I've
right.
ever heard. Can we just end this now so Colin
Oh,
can
boy.
figure out how to get
Well,
it?
this is the last movie of the year that we're covering, so everyone go have a Merry Christmas and
Happy New Year,
Happy
Colin.
New Year. And we'll be back in the new
We'll
year.
all be
with
hoping for
Evil Dead.
Colin's New Year.
Yeehaw.
All right, how should we chant apes? Apes
Ape
shall
shall
not
not
kill
kill
ape.
ape.
Kill ape.
Ape shall not
Ape
kill
Ape shall
Abe.
not kill
Ape shall not
Abe.
kill
Ape
ape.
shall not kill
Ape shall
Abe.
not kill
When you
Abe.
chant, don't you do it all together?
Thanks to everyone for listening, and please remember to rate, review, and subscribe if you like listening to us talk about your favorite film franchises. As always, thank you to Chris Morocco for banging out another classic remix for this series, and please remember to subscribe to our Patreon for just $1 a month over at www.patreon.com/L2W. That's www.patreon.com/L2W. Help support our podcast by joining, and you get instant access to over 50 bonus shows that feature us covering non-franchise classics and so much more every single month. Again, that website to join is www.patreon.com/L2W. License to Watch is a part of the Fandom Limb Podcast Network, so please be sure to check out some of their other awesome shows. And be sure to join us next time for our Planet of the Apes series wrap-up, our last show of 2022. See you next time, bitches.